Chapter 4014. How could this be? His strength had become even stronger. Lei Zhen couldn't believe it. Lin Xian harumphed coldly. Every move of mine contains the power of my divine body. Moreover, any part of my divine body can be turned into a sharp blade. How can you compete with me? Indeed, both of Lin Xian's hands and legs could be turned into sharp swords. Using his hands to wield the sword was equally powerful. Boom! 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 Lei Zhen's previous madness was replaced by disdain. Gradually he became frightened. The surrounding people were also stunned. They found that Lin Xian was simply a god of battle. He was on par with Lei Zhen. Boom! 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 Kid, you've completely angered me. Go to hell. Lei Zhen's hair was disheveled as if he had gone mad. He stretched out his palm. In the middle of his palm, there was a lightning talisman that was flickering. It was a black aura that carried an extremely terrifying light. It was a peerless divine ability that he had obtained from the heavenly fate star. Lightning destruction, divine palm. As soon as the black lightning appeared, many people trembled and couldn't help but one kneel down. Even some of the elders had grave expressions on their faces. This Lei Zhen was really something. He had just become a small saint, but he had already displayed such strength. The experts of the other saint cities frowned. The second-generation disciples of Wushuang City also had a drastic change in expression. Even the crimson dragon toad also frowned. They were a little worried now. Could Lin Xian withstand it? Facing such a terrifying lightning destruction divine palm, Lin Xian stood there and activated his divine body to the extreme. At the same time, the law of sword rushed out. He raised his right hand. The golden light on it was monstrous, as if it had turned into a golden divine sword. I have a sword that can break all techniques. Buzz! His right arm bloomed with an incomparable sword light that connected the heavens and the earth. This scene was really too terrifying. Even the elders of Thunder Saint City had a drastic change in expression. Lei Zhen was shocked. He activated the black lightning talisman with all his strength. He slammed it forward fiercely. It carried a destructive aura. It was really terrifying. Lin Xian also waved his arm and slashed down with his sword. Boom! Boom! It was an apocalyptic collision, and the entire spirit realm was torn to pieces. There were huge cracks everywhere between heaven and earth. The living beings of the spirit race world prostrated themselves on the ground and kowtowed. They thought that the heavenly gods were going to destroy the world. As for the spectators, each and every one of them looked as if they were facing a great enemy. Fortunately, this was above the 9 heavens, and the violent energy could surge into the starry sky. Otherwise, if they were to fight on the ground, there would be no astrals left. Even so, they were still retreating frantically. After waiting for a long time, the terrifying nomological laws in front of him gradually disappeared. Lin Xian retracted his hand, and the divine flame on it danced. His expression was solemn. As for Lei Zhen, he was holding onto his arm. His palm had been slapped away. Not only that, but there was also a crack on his body that almost split him in half. Lei Zhen was injured. Lei Zhen's ultimate divine ability had been broken. It was too unbelievable. Is Lei Zhen all right? Those elders of Thunder God City screamed crazily. The experts from the other holy cities also felt their eyelids twitch. Lin Wudi was too strong. They had to leave as soon as possible. They had even begun to mobilize their forces secretly. No matter what the result of this battle was, they would not allow the other party to live. You can't even withstand a single blow. As I said, you're not my opponent at all. Even if you break through to the small saint realm, you are still not my opponent. Lin Xian's cold voice rang out. Lei Zhen, who was on the opposite side, spat out 3 mouthfuls of blood. He became ferocious. I refuse to accept this. 9 revolution divine thunder, open for me. Endless lightning surrounded his body. Those thunderbolts kept spinning, disturbing the 6th revolution, divine thunder. Lei Zhen's strength also kept increasing. The secret technique of the Thunder God was displayed with all his strength. He wanted to end the battle with one blow. He turned into a phantom of the Thunder God and swooped down. Die! The great thunder heavenly blade appeared in his hand, and the annihilation divine thunder appeared in his left hand. The two ultimate skills were unleashed at the same time. Lin Xian roared, "You want to end the battle? I will fulfill your wish." So what if the opponent had the sixth revolution divine thunder? So what if the opponent had used all his divine skills? Didn't he? The unparalleled secret technique was activated continuously, and the power was 5 times stronger by him. At the same time, the law of great sun appeared in his left hand, and the law of death appeared in his right hand. The law of sword circled above both of his hands. Kill! With a roar, both of his arms seemed to have turned into a pair of yin and yang swords. Another earth-shattering collision occurred. Endless law surged. At this moment, the shattering of heaven and earth became even more severe, as if the whole world was about to be destroyed. In the shocked eyes of the crowd, a figure flew out. Lei Zhen's arms were directly cut off, and blood gushed out. Thousands of sword wounds appeared on his body, revealing his bones and internal organs. The crowd screamed. Lei Zhen was defeated, and he lost so miserably. He was a top genius, a small saint. How powerful was his strength? Some of the elders of the older generation did not have the confidence to win against him. But now Lin Wudi, with his 5th-layer cultivation base, actually injured him. How could this be? Lei Zhen shook his head frantically. The sharp pain in his body almost made him faint. His heart was bleeding. He tried his best to catch up and was finally the second to break through to the small saint realm. Especially this time, he had full confidence that he could kill Lin Xian. However, the reality was like a basin of cold water, making his whole body cold. The strength and talent that he was proud of were so weak in front of the opponent. It was a huge mockery. He was so arrogant before, but now he was stained with blood. Was the opponent really a person abandoned by the heavens? He was doubtful now. At the next moment, his pupil shrank because he found that Lin Xian had made his move again. After Lin Xian succeeded, he did not stop at all but continued to attack. How could he hold back when they had agreed to a life-and-death battle? Moreover, Lei Zhen's action had undoubtedly angered him. The opponent dared to have ideas about his woman, which was unforgivable. His arms turned into a pair of yin and yang swords, and a layer of Tai Chi diagram appeared on his body. Coupled with the strength of his divine body, it was really not weaker than any saint weapon. At this moment, Lin Xian turned into a peerless sword god. His power frightened the people of the myriad sword pavilion. Damn it! The elders of Thunder God City screamed crazily. What was the opponent trying to do? Was he trying to kill them all? Attack! A small saint finally couldn't help but attack. Humph! Fu Hongye waved her hand, and the red leaves in the sky turned into a torrent, cutting off their path. Who allowed you to interfere in the life-and-death battle? Damn it, get lost! The experts of Thunder Saint City roared. They attacked crazily, but the red leaves in the sky were too terrifying. For a moment, they couldn't break through at all. The elders of Thunder God City screamed. Why aren't you attacking? Have you forgotten the purpose of coming here this time? This was to remind the other saint cities. The elders of the saint cities looked at each other. Let's do it. This was an excellent opportunity. They couldn't let the opponent live like this. Chapter 40:15. The elders of the sacred city soared into the sky. Some of them went to besiege Fu Hongye, preventing him from attacking. Some of them went to kill Lin Xian. Not good. Countless people screamed. Those who attacked were all minor saints. Their strength was unparalleled. At this moment, they wanted to join forces to kill Lin Xian. F***CK. You guys are too shameless. The toad jumped up. The crimson dragon also roared. If you have the ability, attack Ben Huang. Both of them attacked with their divine abilities, but it was useless. Fu Hongye also roared, "Do you guys want to become enemies with my Wushuang city?" The power and law in his body surged out and blasted away 3 minor saints. However, another 5 little saints had arrived. Your Wushuang city won't go to war for a dead person. Besides, with so many sacred cities joining forces, won't Wushuang city bow down? The myriad sword pavilion, great desolate mansion, and the other sacred cities joined forces to stop Fu Hongye and the second-generation disciples. On Lin Xian's side, he was also in great danger. Die, minor saints! A killing sword emerged, shining with a terrifying blood-red light. It was the people of the myriad sword pavilion. Many people screamed. On the other side, a yellow spring diagram tilted down. The yellow spring turned into 2 gloomy palms, grabbing at Lin Xian. It was the minor saint of the Yellow Spring Palace. On the other side, the minor saint of the Thunder God City also attacked. He struck out with his thunder hammer, breaking the heaven and earth. 3 minor saints besieged Lin Xian. This was a situation where he would definitely die. It's over. Lin Wudi will definitely die. This was what everyone thought. Die. Lei Zhen hid in the distance, revealing a hideous smile. This nightmare could finally end. Lin Xian felt a fatal crisis. He whispered, "Devil Saint, you can attack now." As soon as the words were spoken, a giant pitch-black hand slapped down from the sky. It directly enveloped Lin Xian. At the same time, the energy rushed towards the 3 minor saints who attacked. Asterisk boom. Asterisk ah. Miserable cries rang out. The 3 minor saints were directly blasted to pieces. What's going on? The experts from the other holy cities were all stunned. Lin Wudi could fight 3 people at once? So powerful. No, look at that pitch-black palm. Damn it. There was a master behind Lin Wudi. Quickly attack with all your might, otherwise, all our efforts will be in vain. Those people were screaming crazily. In an instant, those elders all rose into the air. Go to hell! All kinds of sacred weapons came down, and there was even a terrifying killing matrix that shrouded Lin Xian. Humph! An icy voice echoed between the heavens and earth. Following that, a pitch-black finger pressed down on the black-colored palm. Like a black heavenly pillar, it shattered the heavens. Lin Xian quickly chased after him. He turned into a peerless sword light, slashing everything. Lei Zhen was scared out of his wits. He found that his thunder light could not get rid of the other party's pursuit. Speed up! He even swallowed all kinds of heavenly treasures and ignited his bloodline. But he was still caught up. After a fierce battle, Lei Zhen was cut in half again. He exploded the lower half of his body, and the upper half of his body fled quickly. Lin Xian used the void escape art and dodged the force of the explosion. He chased after him again. In the end, he was intercepted by Lei Zhen. Lei Zhen's face became incomparably ugly. Ling Wudi, please let me go. I will not dare to go against you in the future. Let me go this time, and I will agree to anything you want. At the moment of life and death, Lei Zhen no longer had the arrogance from before. I don't want anything. I only want your life. Lin Xian's eyes were cold. Lei Zhen was so angry that his whole body trembled. In the end, he gritted his teeth. Do you want me to kneel down and beg you? He knelt down in the void with a plop. Is that enough? Can you let me go now? I've said it before, this is a life and death battle. It's a battle of superiority and inferiority. No, if you kill me, Thunder God City will not let you go. They will kill you at all costs. Why do you have to? You shouldn't have touched my woman. You've touched my bottom line. So you will die without a doubt. Hearing this, Lei Zhen regretted it. He did not expect that the plan they were so proud of would become the reason for his death. With a pucci, his head was chopped off. The aura of the great dragon sword spirit completely obliterated the other party's soul. A genius of a generation, the head prince of Thunder God City, Lei Zhen, had completely fallen at this moment. Chapter 4016. Lin Xian brought Lei Zhen's corpse back to the spirit race's world. At this moment, the war was still raging in the spirit race's world. Some of them chased after Lin Wuti, but they were stopped by the black fingers and palms in the sky. On the other side, Fu Hongye and a few second-generation disciples went all out, slaughtering their enemies. The war was extremely terrifying. At this moment, a voice rang out. "All of you stop. Lei Zhen has already been killed by me." Having said that, Lin Xian waved his hand, and Lei Zhen's corpse fell from the sky. It was Lei Zhen. Was Lei Zhen really dead? Countless people were terrified. They had never thought that it would end up like this. Lei Zhen was a minor saint, but he was killed just like that. No. The people of Thunder God City gave up the battle and roared crazily. They couldn't accept it. The other minor saints of the other saint cities also stopped, and each of them gasped. Damn it! It was impossible for them to kill Lin Wuti today, because there was a late minor saint expert behind Lin Wuti. They didn't send such an expert. In their opinion, a group of minor saints was enough to kill Lin Wuti. If they knew that Lin Wuti had a late minor saint expert, they would have sent a Saint Venerable. However, a Saint Venerable wouldn't come here easily. If things went wrong, there would be a crazy war between the saint cities. Let's go. The people of the saint cities discussed and prepared to leave. The people of Thunder God City brought Lei Zhen's corpse and soared into the sky. Fu Hongye said coldly, "This matter won't end here. Wushuang City will remember what you've done today, and will definitely pay you back in the future." Lin Xian sneered. "I heard that there are people who want to propose marriage. I'll pay a visit to your saint cities one day. At that time, I hope your chief disciples will be able to come out of seclusion. I'm going to have a life and death battle with them." As soon as these words came out, the elders of the saint cities in the sky almost fainted. This lunatic wants to have a life and death battle. They quickly ran away. The great battle quickly came to an end. Heaven and earth were shattered, and countless saint blood splashed everywhere. It wouldn't disappear in a short period of time. The minds of the people attending the banquet went blank. They knew that there would be a lot of excitement today, but they didn't expect that Lin Xian's side would emerge victorious. The people from the spirit race were dumbfounded. They weren't optimistic about Lin Xian's chances, but now they were optimistic that Lei Zhen would die. Lin Xian, who he didn't think highly of, was so terrifying. They knew they were done for. Indeed, many people from the spirit race knelt on the ground with a thud and said in a trembling voice, "Lin Gongzi, we acted recklessly and offended young master. Please forgive me, young master. Yes, young master, please let us off for Chiu Er's sake." How could these people not be terrified? If the other party could kill Lei Zhen just like that, there was no need to talk about the rest of them. The spiritual race patriarch instantly aged 1,000 years. Ling Lianhua and the others were so scared that they almost fainted. "Junior brother, I'll leave it to you to deal with these people." Fu Hongye said that no matter what you do, Wushuang City will be your firm backing. You don't need to worry about anything. As soon as these words were uttered, countless people were in an uproar. The people from the spirit race kept kowtowing because what Fu Hongye meant was that even if Lin Xian annihilated the spirit race, Wushuang City would also fully support him. In this way, they would really be in danger of being annihilated. Now you know fear. What were you doing before? You even wanted to marry Lei Shin City. Are you guys crazy? The Crimson Dragon sneered. Lin Xian looked at these people and his eyes flickered. He asked, "Where's Chiu Er?" The people from the spirit race were delighted. Maybe he would really let them off for Shin Jingqiu's sake. "Chiu Er is still cultivating in seclusion. I'll bring you guys there now." Some elders of the spirit race stood up and wanted to lead the way. At this moment, A voice came from the depths of the spirit race. There's no need. I'm already out. Everyone exclaimed, and Lin Xian's eyes lit up. An ethereal young lady flew over from afar. She had an outstanding temperament, and her aura had reached the early sixth heaven of the saint realm. She was also a small saint. Moreover, she was the first to break through to the small saint realm. Her aura was even stronger than Lei Zhen's. Qiu! Lin Xian waved his hand. Xin Jingqiu flew over. Lin Xian, I've made you worry. It's good that you're fine. Lin Xian smiled with relief. Shen Jingqiu said, Brother Lin Xian, I know what happened. Can you let me handle the people from the spirit race? All right. Lin Xian nodded. Even if Shen Jingqiu released all of them, he wouldn't say anything. Qiu Holy Lady. The people from the spirit race stood up and heaved a sigh of relief. Shen Jingqiu was their holy lady after all. They shouldn't be in any danger. These people only needed to apologize. Hence they smiled. Qiu, it's our fault this time. Don't worry, it won't happen again. Shen Jingqiu's expression was cold. She changed her cute appearance and said, Next time? I'm afraid there won't be a next time. What does she mean? These people trembled. The leader also said, Qiu, it's our fault. However, don't let your emotions affect your decisions. Yes, the spiritual lotus also said, Sister Qiu, we know we're in the wrong. Please let us live. I want to know who proposed this marriage. Who agreed? Who hosted it? Shen Jingqiu asked. Many people fell silent when they heard this. One of the elders stood up and said, The great elder, the fourth elder, the sixth elder, the eighth elder, and the ninth elder had hosted it together. The elders also said, Holy Lady, we know we're in the wrong. Did you host it? They knew they couldn't defend themselves. They could only nod. Yes, we were forced to. Before they could finish speaking, their heads flew into the air. Shen Jingqiu waved her hand and destroyed the souls of these elders. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Shen Jingqiu actually attacked. She killed them directly. The people from the spirit race were shocked. Isn't this their holy lady? Holy lady! The others also shouted in fear. Who else was involved in this? Shen Jingqiu's voice was cold. The leader of the spirit race sighed. She knew that Shen Jingqiu's anger couldn't be appeased without killing some people. Therefore, she pointed out all those people. Shen Jingqiu didn't hold back at all. She destroyed all of them. Among them, the spirit lotus shrieked miserably as it was destroyed. Those who were killed were basically from the spiritual lotus branch. They had always been Shen Jingqiu's enemies, so their people were basically all slaughtered. Their blood dyed the spirit race red. The remaining elders felt their scalps go numb. Shen Jingqiu said coldly, If this matter was handled by others, the spirit race might be completely destroyed. However, you guys have taken care of me and nurtured me. I've also been the holy lady of the spirit race for a period of time. Therefore, I won't let the spirit race be destroyed. However, from now on, I'm no longer the holy lady of the spirit race. Granny Leader, thank you for taking care of me all these years. Qiu is very grateful. As she spoke, she bowed. I'll give you a world as compensation for taking care of me all these years. However, from now on, we have nothing to do with each other. Chapter 4017. Hearing this, the people of the spirit tribe were stunned. Shen Jingqiu was the future hope of the spirit tribe, but now she was cutting ties with them. In this way, the future of the spirit tribe was bleak. Why is one world not enough? Then I can give you one more. Shen Jingqiu's expression was cold. The leader of the spirit tribe closed her eyes. She knew that their decision this time had completely hurt Shen Jingqiu's heart, and it was irreversible. So he said, Qiu, thank you for showing mercy this time. The spirit tribe is grateful. From now on, the spirit tribe would go into seclusion and not come out for 100 years. Countless people were in an uproar. It seemed that the spirit tribe had suffered a double loss. Big brother Lin Xian, let's go. After dealing with the matter of the spirit tribe, Xin Jingqiu's expression was a little lonely. Lin Xian said gently as he held Xin Jingqiu in his arms. In the next moment, they all rose into the air and left this place. They came to the outer space. Lin Xian said, "Don't worry, Qiu. I will always be with you." Big brother Lin Xian, you are so good. Xin Jingqiu held Lin Xian's arm. I gave the spirit tribe a world. Big brother Lin Xian won't think that I am too wasteful, right? Lin Xian said, "It's nothing. After all, the spirit tribe has taken care of you for so many years. Moreover, those who went against you have been killed, and those who are left are those who are good to you. It's just that they made a mistake in a moment of confusion. Let's go. I will help you conquer a world." Lin Xian smiled. The Crimson Dragon and the others were also excited. Were they going to take action? They were going to start conquering the world. Shen Jingqiu looked up and smiled. "Well, you don't have to worry about that, Big brother Lin Xian. I have a way. Do you have a world in your hands?" This time, even Fu Hongye and the others were surprised. One had to know that controlling a world was something only the Holy City could do. Apart from that, only the top families could do it. They had never heard of a person controlling a world. "I obtained some good fortune on planet Tianming, so I can still do it." Shen Jingqiu smiled. Lin Xian and the rest were also confused. "Oh yes, Qiu. I would have forgotten if you hadn't mentioned it. What did you experience on planet Tianming? Why haven't I seen you yet?" Fu Hongye and the others were also puzzled. "Brother Xian, can you let me keep a little secret? I promised the other party that I wouldn't say anything." "All right, as long as you're not in danger," Lin Xian smiled. Then he pulled Xin Jingqiu into his arms. A few of the second generation disciples laughed. "Junior brother Lin, this is an eye-opener for us. We've always heard of your legends, and now we've finally seen it for ourselves." Lin Xian turned around. His senior brothers were being too courteous. "I'll treat you to some roasted golden crow meat." He still had some stock here, so they found a world to land on. He began to set up the grill and began to roast the golden crow. When Fu Hongye saw the golden crow meat, the corner of his mouth twitched slightly. He smiled bitterly and shook his head. "I've been roaming the starry skies for so many years, but this is the first time I've eaten golden crow meat." The second generation disciples were even more dumbfounded. They really didn't know what to say. However, after eating, Fu Hongye and the others' eyes lit up. It was really delicious. It seemed that they would have to hunt some golden crows to try in the future. After eating, Fu Hongye said, "All right, I won't disturb you anymore. Seeing that you're not in danger, I can return to report. Remember, you'll always be the disciples of Peerless City. Peerless City will always protect you. Return when you have time. Thank you, senior brother. I'll take care of some things, then return to Peerless City with Qiu." After that, Fu Hongye and the others returned to the sacred land. Only Lin Xian, the northern demon, and the others were left. Of course, the two holy demons were still hiding in the dark. Lin Xian thought about it and didn't let them return. Instead, he said, "Let's go somewhere." "Where to?" Xin Jingqiu was puzzled. Even the toad and the others were puzzled. Lin Xian said, "Let's go to my world." A light appeared in his eyes. He also had a world. To be exact, he had two worlds. That was Planet Twin Rain. He had once obtained the heart of the realm of Planet Twin Rain in the chaos. However, Planet Twin Rain was now divided among many powers. However, he still had control. As long as he was willing, he could summon tsunamis and lightning tribulations at any time to attack the people above. Qiu was also shocked when she heard this. The toad even jumped up. F*CK, you've already controlled two worlds. This was really unbelievable. There were still battles happening on Planet Twin Rain. However, most of it had already been divided. Lin Xian and the others arrived quietly. They didn't alert anyone else. The toad asked if they should chase these people out. Lin Xian shook his head. Not now. Let them be proud for a while. When there was time in the future, he would make them spit out everything they had. Moreover, there was another reason, and that was that a world of stars was interdependent. Humans needed the world's energy, and the world also needed life on it. This was a form of coexistence. Therefore, Lin Xian didn't make a move now. He brought everyone to the center of the world below the earth. After arriving at planet Twin Rain, Lin Xian could feel that this world and him had a mysterious relationship. He could mobilize the power of the entire world to fight against it. This time he had another purpose. That was, he had a small 8 trigrams in the Golden Palace's Yinyang Hall. Lin Xian had also studied it before. Moreover, he had also asked Black Mountain before. Black Mountain said that this 8 trigrams was equivalent to an 8 trigrams furnace that could be used to refine weapons. Therefore, Lin Xian planned to use the power of the 2 worlds on planet Twin Rain to provide power to the 8 trigrams. He was prepared to refine a sacred weapon, which was the Great Destruction Spear. The more his strength increased, the more Lin Xian felt that the Great Destruction Spear's power was endless. Therefore, he had to refine it properly. He had to make it completely his. He typed out the 8 trigrams and placed it in the depths of the world. Lin Xian took out the Great Destruction Spear and placed it in as well. Then he mobilized the power of the world and began to refine and cultivate it. This was a slow process. In the short term, he shouldn't be able to use the Great Destruction Spear. Fortunately, he still had the unparalleled sword in his hand. Coupled with his physique, his strength didn't weaken. Moreover, once the Great Destruction Spear was refined again, it would be a handy sacred weapon. At the same time, the second astral realm was once again in an uproar. The matter of the spirit tribe was completely spread. Everyone was in an uproar. The marriage alliance failed. Lei Xin was dead. Who did it? Did Peerless City send an expert over? It was Lin Wudi who did it. Chang Tianya, was he finally out? Had he also become a minor saint? Everyone knew that Lei Zhan was a minor saint. Now that Lin Wudi could kill him, it meant that he had also become a minor saint. It was unbelievable. However, the situation wasn't so. Everyone found that Lin Wudi's body was only a saint, but he could kill Lei Zhan. It was really shocking. Chapter 4018. It's over. Thunder God City will definitely not let this matter rest. They will definitely assassinate the other party crazily. The other saint cities probably won't even be able to fall asleep. If such a peerless enemy doesn't go out early, they won't be at ease. The second star realm was once again boiling because of Lin Xian's action. Thunder God City was furious. Their chief disciple was killed. This was simply a great humiliation. In an instant, they sent out many experts to assassinate him. However, they only met Fu Hongye and his group on the way back to Wushuang City. They fought a great battle and returned in defeat. Fu Hongye kept chasing after these experts of Thunder God City and spread the word that if they dared to let him see them again, he would kill his way to Thunder God City. This scene once again caused an uproar. No one knew where Lin Wudi had gone. The people of Thunder God City were so angry that they vomited blood. Lei Zhan, that trash! On this day, a disdainful voice came from Wan Jian Pavilion. He was actually killed by someone. It was really a disgrace to a minor saint. The one who said this was Jian Qin. He had also come out of seclusion. Moreover, his strength had also reached the minor saint realm. After Jian Qin came out, he couldn't wait to show his strength. Therefore, he announced to the world that Lin Wudi would come out and he would definitely kill him under his sword. This scene caused an uproar in the starry sky. However, Lin Xian didn't appear at all. Jian Qin gritted his teeth. Damn it, I don't know where he is hiding. In that case, I will let you come out. He used the same method to bring people to Kunlun Pavilion to propose. F asterisk CK. It can't be. This Jian Qin actually dares to propose. Moreover, he is proposing to Murong Qingqing this time. I heard that Murong Qingqing is also Lin Wudi's woman. Isn't this Jian Qin courting death? Not necessarily. Jian Chen's strength was originally much stronger than Lei Zhen's. He was an existence that could become a saint king. After breaking through to minor saint, his strength should have far surpassed Lei Zhen. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done this. For a time, the news spread quickly in the starry sky. Even Lin Xian and the others who were at the other end of the starry sky knew about it, because the people of Double Rain Star were also talking about it everywhere. Not good, the Crimson Dragon and the others flew back and passed on the news. Lin Xian's face was cold. It seemed like killing Lei Zhen wasn't enough. He had to kill all of them. His eyes were filled with killing intent. Let's go. He was prepared to bring people to the Kunlun Pavilion to kill Jian Qin. However, before they could make a move, another piece of news came. This time, it was the Northern Demon who returned. He had a strange expression on his face. I don't think we need to rush there for the time being. What happened? Lin Xian asked. The Toad and the others also said, why not? I'm not afraid of them. The northern monster said that it wasn't a matter of whether he was afraid or not. It was just that there was no need to. As he spoke, he told her the news. When they heard this, they were all stunned. It turned out that another piece of news had spread. The starry sky was in an uproar. Jian Qin was immensely proud of himself. He brought people to the marriage alliance, but in the end, the Kunlun Pavilion didn't agree at all. Jian Qin still wanted to act shamelessly. He wanted to use his identity and the strength of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion to threaten them. In the end, he was directly beaten out by Murong Qingqing. It was said that Jian Qin directly fled. He was in a very miserable and sorry state. When this news came out, everyone was stunned. Was that Murong Qingqing of the Kunlun Pavilion already so terrifying? He could actually defeat Jian Qin? Tianya, what kind of destiny was she? She didn't know anything. She was testing. Everyone went crazy. Why was there someone else other than Chao Tiansheng who was risking his life? Murong Qingqing's strength was beyond everyone's expectations, so much so that even the Northern Demon and the others were stunned. Lin Xian's lips curled up into a smile. It seemed that Qingqing had also broken through. Humph. This Jian Qin had hit an iron plate, right? He even dared to provoke his woman. He was courting death. Since Murong Qingqing was not in danger, he was not in a hurry to go. It was better to accompany Qiu first. After that, the two of them began to live a loving life. After a few days, the Northern Demon said, Brother Lin, I'm preparing to go out and cultivate for a period of time. Can't I cultivate here? Lin Xian was surprised. I won't be a third wheel. I won't be a third wheel either. He Shan also walked out. I'll bring my disciple to cultivate and try to let him break through to become the Xiao Shaosheng as soon as possible. All right. Lin Xian shrugged. If there's anything you want to find me for, just send a message to Wushuang City. I should be able to receive it. After the Northern Demon and He Shan left, the Crimson Dragon, the Toad, and Little White also wanted to leave. Lin Xian asked, Where are you guys going? The Toad said, I'm going to look for treasures. Do you think I'm a vegetarian? Let me tell you, my identity is so big that it'll scare you to death. Now, I'm going to look for the lost treasure. The Crimson Dragon chuckled. I'll go with Brother Toad. And Little White, lend it to us. With that, the three of them also ran away. Only Lin Xian and Xinjing Qiu were left. Forget it. Let's not bother about them. The two of us will stay here. The two of them began to live a loving life. Time passed quickly. A year passed in the blink of an eye. In this year, Lin Xian's cultivation base had become even more stable, and his divine body had completely transformed into a minor saint. Xinjing Qiu became more beautiful than before. Her strength was also increasing rapidly. This made Lin Xian very surprised, because in this year the two of them only cared about their love and did not cultivate much. However, the speed at which Shen Jingqiu's cultivation was growing was too shocking. It seemed like Shen Jingqiu had received an incredible summon. Brother Lin Xian, Qiu, or has to go on a long journey. I've promised the spirit tribe that I'll give them a world. Do you want me to go with you? Lin Xian asked. Shen Jingqiu shook her head. Don't worry, with Qiu Er's cultivation, she won't be in danger. Brother Lin Xian, why don't you go and see Sister Miss Seductress? When I'm done, I'll go and find you. That's good. Lin Xian waved his hand. After all, for people like them who wanted to walk the path of Great Emperor, they had to spend less time together. A year of warmth. Lin Xian was already very satisfied. Shen Jingqiu waved her hand and left. Lin Xian sat down cross-legged again. He had not cultivated for a year. Now he had to cultivate properly. On the other side, Shen Jingqiu left. Double Rain Star turned into a stream of light and shuttled through the universe. Not long after she left, a cold voice sounded. Is he your man? His talent is not bad. He actually has the 9-yang divine body. It was a woman's voice. It was unusually cold. However, there was no one around. If there was someone here, they would definitely be shocked. However, Shen Jingqiu's face was calm. It seemed like she already knew about his existence. She snorted coldly. You don't have to care about Brother Lin Xian's matters. All right, I don't care about his matters. Let's talk about your matters. I've already given you a year's time. I didn't rush you. The two of you, you've had enough of your tenderness. Isn't it time to get down to business? Chapter 4019. Hearing this, Shen Jingqiu's face turned cold. The woman's voice sounded again. What's wrong? Are you going back on your words? You were the one who wanted to walk this path. Since you've decided, you can't go back on your words. Shen Jingqiu said. Don't worry, I don't plan to go back on my words. That's good. Don't worry, according to what I said, your cultivation will definitely surpass all the geniuses in the second astral realm. You'll leave them in the dust. Now let's begin. Shen Jingqiu's figure disappeared into the starry sky. On the other side, Lin Xian didn't know that there was a mysterious woman in Shen Jingqiu's body. At this moment, he was preparing to cultivate for a period of time before going out to travel. He wanted to break through to the small saint realm as soon as possible. He was looking forward to what kind of changes would happen when he broke through to the small saint realm. At that time, killing small saints would be as easy as cutting vegetables. Those in the same realm wouldn't be his match at all. Double Rain Planet. Many saint cities were divided by the major clans. However, there was a place that no one dared to set foot in, because this place was very strange. The saint cities that were fighting against each other and those terrifying experts were now united in the hands of a single person. Together, they formed a very frightening alliance. Who was the boss behind this alliance? No one knew. They only knew that it was a woman who could make countless saints crawl under her feet. Li Tianqing was a small saint from the Ghost Hell region. He was also an elder stationed on the Double Rain Planet. Previously, when they were fighting for a spirit vein, the Ghost Hell region's people were injured by the Alliance. This time, he was prepared to go to the Alliance to ask for an explanation. What alliance? How dare they go against our Ghost Hell region? They're courting death. He wore black clothes and ran with a ruthless gaze. As a small saint, he was very powerful. Moreover, the Ghost Hell region's cultivation method was sinister. He was like a ghost, bringing with him terrifying information. Soon, he arrived at the Alliance's territory and directly killed his way in. The people from the Alliance naturally counterattacked. However, how could those fifth-layer saints be his match? Soon, they fell to the ground and wailed. Li Tianqing sneered and walked towards the depths of the Alliance. Soon, he arrived at the deepest part of the Alliance. What woman? Come out and see me. A terrifying voice sounded. However, in the next moment, the void cracked open, and a terrifying palm slapped out. There was an ancient mirror in his hand that was emitting a terrifying light. Li Tianqing's expression changed as well. With a sway of his body, he pushed the door open. Little saint! He couldn't believe that there were little saints in this alliance. And from the looks of it, that was a powerful demon saint. His face darkened. It seemed like there was going to be a tough battle ahead. But at this moment, a lazy voice sounded from the palace in front of him. Let him in. A towering tiger sage walked out of the void with a cold look on his face. Hearing the woman's words, he snorted coldly. Go in. But behave yourself, or I'll tear you to pieces. Li Tianqing's pupils shrank to the size of needles. It was actually someone from the saber-toothed tiger tribe. This really surprised him. One had to know that this was a dignified, far ancient royal family. To think that they would submit to someone else. Who on earth was the woman inside? Thinking of this, he became even more impatient. He secretly circulated his power. As long as there was danger, he would go all out. In the next moment, he pushed open the door of the palace. There was no one inside. He walked through a few more palaces and found a woman sitting in front of him. She was an extremely beautiful woman. Her entire body was emitting a seductive aura. It's you. Li Tianqing's lips curled into a disdainful smile when he saw her. She wasn't a little saint, and her cultivation base was only at the 5th level. What was going on with her being the leader? Were the people of the Alliance crazy? Could it be that they were lusting after beauty? But at their level, they could capture any woman they liked and make her their concubines. They could either use her as a cauldron and let them play with her. How could they let a woman manipulate them? Become my subordinate, and I can spare your life. The woman in front of him stood up. Her every word and action, including her voice, was filled with endless seduction that could make one's soul sink into it. Seduction? Humph! Trying to use such a method to subdue me? What a joke! I'm a little saint. At this point, Li Tianqing's body emitted a ghostly aura. Go to hell! He stretched out his ghostly claw. This was the attack of a little saint. It was abnormally terrifying. However, the sound of a bell rang between heaven and earth. Clang! Li Tianqing was stunned. He didn't manage to launch his attack. His soul, however, received an intense fluctuation. This is the joyous bell. You're from the joyous hall. He was too surprised. He didn't expect this woman to be from the joyous hall. The joyous hall was a sacred ground. Moreover, it was a sacred ground that specialized in seduction techniques that could disturb one's soul and make one sink into it. Humph, if you're a little saint, then I'm really afraid of you. But you're just a 5th level. Do you think you can seduce me? You're overestimating yourself. Is that so? I'll make you crawl under my feet today. The woman in front of him revealed an even more seductive smile. The next moment, she activated the joyous bell with all her might. All kinds of strange sounds rang between heaven and earth. However, he was a little saint after all. Li Tian was very strong. He blocked the attacks while attacking madly. Soon, he arrived in front of the woman. The next moment, his pupils shrank because he saw a saber appear in the beautiful woman's hand. A pair of mandarin duck daggers were slashing down at him. Not good. It's the endless saber of affection. Damn it! He screamed crazily and wanted to turn around and leave. However, the slash still managed to hit him. However, the strange thing was that his body didn't seem to split apart at all. However, his expression changed. His pale face became incomparably ferocious. He seemed to want to resist, but not long after, his eyes became empty. The next moment, they were filled with light. That wasn't coldness, but love, a deep love. He looked at the peerless beauty in front of him as if he had fallen in love. Now, are you willing to crawl under my feet? I'm willing. Li Tianqing, an elder of the ghost hell land and a terrifying little saint, was actually crawling under the woman's feet. The woman giggled, and the seduction on her body became even stronger. The whole palace seemed to be filled with a spring breeze. She put away the short saber and then bowed. "Remember, I'm your master from now on. My name is Yu Si Concubine." "Yes, master." Li Tianxing raised his head, and a fiery light appeared in his eyes. However, although his eyes were fiery, he didn't dare to act rashly. This was the power of the Joyous Union sect. They could make countless men go crazy for you, but they didn't dare to cross the line. They could easily play with these people in the palm of their hand. "Very good. I have already subdued 2 minor saints. Plus, I have those 5th heavenly layer experts. Lin Xian, your death is coming." The seduction in you, see concubine's eyes disappeared, replaced by a biting, cold, killing intent. She must take revenge for this. Chapter 4020. Lin Xian didn't know that Yu Shirjia was on the Twin Rain planet and that her strength had become so terrifying. She could even control 2 small saints and a large number of 5th firmament experts. This method was really too unbelievable. At this moment, he was still cultivating. Buzz. When he sensed an extremely terrifying danger, he opened his eyes. He instantly tore open the void. In an instant, he arrived above the 9 heavens. In the next moment, a terrifying attack came towards him again. Lin Xian directly came to the outer space. It wasn't that he was afraid, but that his heart ached. This was his world. If he really destroyed it, he wouldn't be able to find anyone to compensate. Therefore, he didn't want to fight here. "Who is it? Come out. How dare you assassinate me? Which holy city are you from?" In his opinion, it was very likely that it was the people from Thunder God City and the Myriad Sword Pavilion. Still not giving up? In the next moment, the void split open, and a man in black armor walked out. He carried 2 blades on his back, and the aura on his body was very cold. He had reached the late 5th firmament. "Someone from the Fiend planet?" Lin Xian frowned. "Do you know who I am? You dare to fight with me?" Lin Xian sneered. His current reputation could resound throughout the 2nd astral realm. Those geniuses in the holy city didn't dare to attack him. A mere fiend planet dared to be so arrogant? With a clang, the expert from the Fiend planet pulled out the 2 blades on his back and danced quickly. Horrifying saber lights were densely packed as they slashed forward, unable to withstand a single blow. Lin Xian sneered. He waved his hand and clawed forward, directly tearing apart the blade lights that filled the sky. Then he slapped over. The saint spat out blood and flew backward, his body splitting open. At the same time, 3 figures appeared on Lin Xian's left, right, and back. The 3 figures were wearing different clothes. Obviously, they weren't from the same family or sect. However, the 3 of them were all ice saints. The law of ice filled the air and directly enveloped Lin Xian. Countless ice instantly formed on Lin Xian's body. He became an ice sculpture. "Humph! How dare you trap me with mere ice?" His body trembled slightly, and the ice quickly cracked. At this moment, a purple claw came over. A slap landed on his body. Lin Xian raised his hand to block. With a clang, the sky collapsed and the earth split open. He was forced back and his entire arm was numb. A small saint. At this moment, he finally frowned. From the looks of it, it was a demonic beast. Was it someone from the Fiend City to set up such a simple trap? Lin Xian channeled his qi and blood, and the divine fire surged, repairing his numb arm. He sneered. "1,000 Demon City? Interesting. I'll play with you." A crackling sound came from his body. When the fiends sing Zeshishen s roar. Hishen he's of ts of. Soft courses right he. Lin he s. Lin Xian laughed. He was still not afraid and used his divine body to fight back. The 2 of them fought fiercely. Buzz. At this moment, the saber-toothed tiger saint opened his mouth and spat out an ancient mirror. It emitted a faint light. A terrifying ray of light pierced through it. Lin Xian felt a chill run down his spine. However, it was a terrifying saint artifact. His body swayed, and he tore through the void to dodge it. However, at the same time, a terrifying white bone hand grabbed at him from behind. With a bang, it enveloped him, and then a terrifying ghost chi engulfed him. He was too weak to withstand a single blow. In the void, another black-robed man walked out. It was Li Tianxing. He had a sinister smile on his face. The battle this time was too simple. However, at the next moment, his pupils suddenly shrank. That was because the white bone claw he had shot out had exploded, and a golden figure had rushed out. How is that possible? You're not affected. He was stunned. He was a small saint. How could his opponent block his laws? What kind of physique was that? At the same time, he felt that there were black chains on his opponent's golden body. What a terrifying death chi! This was the law of death. The two small saints were indeed prepared. One was the demon city, and the other was the ghost nether region. Who else? Come out. Don't hide anymore. A few more figures appeared in the surroundings. They were all late-stage fifth heavenly layer, and they belonged to different sections. Lin Xian frowned. There were so many sects and only two small saints. They wanted to kill him? Who else is there? Come out. Golden light bloomed in his eyes. You're still as arrogant as ever. Two small saints are enough to kill you. At that instant, a seductive voice echoed between the heavens and earth. The eyes of the surrounding saints were all burning. Their bodies began to tremble with excitement. Lin Xian frowned and snorted. He felt that his soul was being disturbed by an inexplicable force. His soul was extremely powerful. Thus, he was able to withstand the attack very quickly. It was the people of the Joyous Union Palace. He frowned slightly. He had felt this similar aura from Qin Xianer before, but Qin Xianer was even more terrifying. At least you're knowledgeable enough to recognize my identity. But do you really know who I am? In the sky, a bewitching woman walked over. Could it be that Qin Xianer is here? But even if it's her, I'm not afraid. But soon Lin Xian was stunned. Even his expression became strange. It's you. He found a familiar face. He actually knew the woman in front of him. Yu Shirchia. He didn't expect to meet her here. Last time, when the Rain Clan was destroyed, you escaped. I didn't expect you to dare to come out. It seems that you've been staying on the Double Rain planet. No. Lin Xian shook his head slightly. Your aura indicates that you've joined the Joyous Union Palace. You really have a lot of questions. But when you go to the Yellow Springs, I'll burn paper money to tell you. Now go to hell. Yu Shirchia's eyes were filled with monstrous killing intent. It was the person in front of her who had destroyed the Rain Clan. Now she wanted revenge. She wanted to tear him into pieces. Boy, I'll use your blood to pay tribute to the thousands of heroic spirits of the Rain Clan. Lin Xian laughed loudly. Heroic spirits? I think they're more like wandering ghosts. The Rain Clan has only yourselves to blame for today's outcome. I'm the benefactor of the Rain Clan. How did you treat your benefactor? If you had a bit of conscience, you wouldn't have ended up like this. Lin Xian snorted coldly. There was nothing to say about this matter. It was the Yu clan who were despicable and shameless first, so it was normal for him to destroy the Rain Clan. Yu Shirchia trembled with anger. She didn't care how despicable her clan was. She only wanted to kill him now. Attack! With a shout, the Joyous Union bell in her hand rang. Immediately, the eyes of the surrounding saints turned red. The two little saints, in particular, let out a roar. Chapter 4021. Daikid. Li Tianxing was the first to attack. He took out a black flag and waved it. Ghostly chi rushed out from it. On the other side, the saber-toothed tiger sage also attacked. His huge body charged over. At the same time, the ancient mirror above his head kept glowing. Everything was destroyed. Buzz! Lin Xian condensed the death demonic saber in his left hand and slashed forward, colliding with the Yin ghosts. At the same time, the great sun sword in his right hand swept out and clashed with the persevering tiger sage. Lin Xian fought against two alone. It was unparalleled. These two people were very strong. They had been in the minor saint realm for hundreds of years, so their combined strength was extremely powerful. Although Lin Xian's physical body was a saint, his laws and cultivation were not, so he felt a lot of pressure at this moment. However, he was still not afraid. He had experienced pressure countless times in his life. He roared, and his divine body shone. The death demonic saber and great sun sword merged with his arms. At this moment, his arms turned into sharp saint artifacts, and he kept attacking. Golden flames surged into the sky, and the Taiji diagram spun out, releasing a mysterious aura. Lin Xian used all kinds of divine abilities to fight. Around him, 6 late-stage Fifth Firmament cultivators formed a formation and attacked. Using terrifying laws and divine abilities, they did not dare to get close. The 6 of them combined into a formation, which was also mysterious. Lin Xian used stellar transposition and transferred the attack of the formation to the 2 saints. In an instant, a great battle broke out, and it was difficult to tell who would win. In the distance, the joyous bell in Yu Shichia's hand kept ringing, but she was extremely shocked. Damn it, this guy is actually so strong. It's really unbelievable. It was not that she had not heard of the other party's legend, but no matter how strong he was, he could only fight against a saint. Now, 2 saints and 6 late-stage, 5th Firmament cultivators joined forces. But they could not do anything to him? Thinking of this, her face darkened. It seemed that she had to do it herself. The joyous bell sent out countless sound waves, sweeping towards Lin Xian's soul. Lin Xian felt the spiritual impact. Dang! A golden blade of light blocked the sound waves of the joyous union bells. At the same time he roared. Chop! The sword slashed out into the distance. Terrifying sword chi swept out, turning into waves, flames, and terrifying mountains. He had directly killed those late-stage, 5th heavenly layer experts. He was too strong. They wouldn't even be able to withstand a single blow from him. Now, they could only rely on the 2 little saints. Yusiki was also shocked. The other party's strength was beyond her expectations. You really surprised me. No wonder Lei Zhen could die in your hands. But today you will die without a doubt. At my command, kill him no matter the cost. Yu Shichia's dreamy voice drifted over. Lin Xian frowned. The eyes of saber-toothed tiger and Li Tianqing, who were fighting with him, instantly turned red. They burst out with endless light as though they had gone mad. The laws on their bodies burned fiercely, and their power suddenly exploded. It seemed that they wanted to attack regardless of anything. Boom! A single strike had destroyed everything. Lin Xian felt a great threat. It was enough to hurt him. He used the spatial escape, using the spatial divine ability to dodge the attack. After dodging the attack, his face turned pale. That was close. 2 minor saints had sacrificed themselves to unleash a full-powered attack. It was truly hair-raising. Damn it. How could it be? How could these 2 little saints be controlled by others? It was possible to ask a little saint for help, but to ask 2 little saints to burn everything they had without regard for their own lives was not something that anyone could do. Could it be that Yu Shichia had reached such a terrifying level that she could even control a little saint? He didn't believe it. Yu Shichia's cultivation was 1 level lower than his. It was too heaven-defying for someone like her to be able to control a little saint. After missing their attack, the 2 little saints burned their blood and laws again. They attacked crazily. The ancient mirror kept expanding. An array of light shrouded the entire void. On the other side, the black flag also covered the sky. Both of them had launched a sure-kill attack. Lin Xian felt great pressure. His figure flickered, and he took out the Grand Sage Pagoda to block the attack. He blocked the terrifying ancient mirror. The two collided violently. At the same time, he pulled out the dragon's sword soul. He slashed at the black flag. Boom! 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 The black flag trembled from the beating, and cracks even appeared on it. Damn it! Li Tianqing's heart bled when he saw this. He frantically pulled back the flag. His eyes turned red when he saw his flag was damaged. Seeing this, Yu Shiqia's heart jumped. What was that thing? That sword shadow was too terrifying. Attack! Attack! The joyous union bell in his hand kept shaking. Li Tianqing was still heartbroken, but after receiving the order, he went crazy again. The broken flag charged out once again. Lin Xian waved the sword shadows, forming a taiji diagram. It kept spinning to block the terrifying black aura. At the same time, he roared. His peerless sword technique seemed to tear the universe apart. After a fierce battle, the black flag was completely destroyed. Li Tianqing was also sent flying while vomiting blood. A hint of fear appeared in his infatuated expression. Damn it, this young man is too terrifying. He can actually injure me. On the other side, the saber-toothed tiger saint was also roaring. He used the ancient mirror to block the Grand Sage Pagoda, and at the same time he charged over. His body was covered in a terrifying demonic light that tore through heaven and earth. Tiger, the king of beasts. As the tiger saint, his power was even more terrifying. Every move he made could shatter the starry sky. The peerless sword technique he used was even more terrifying. Lin Xian's expression was also solemn. However, he did not retreat. Instead, he charged over. He used his fists and legs to fight against his opponent. In an instant, the two of them exchanged more than 1,000 moves, and both of them retreated. Lin Xian's body was numb. On the other side, the saber-toothed tiger saint's body was cracked, and many parts of his bones were exposed. He was defeated in a close combat contest. Kill! Lin Xian charged over again. His fists became more and more terrifying, and his body shone brightly. The starry sky lost its brilliance. The stars in the sky were scattered by him. In the end, he smashed the saber-toothed tiger saint's head with a punch. The saber-toothed tiger saint's headless body charged over. On the other side, Li Tianqing also charged over. His entire body was ferocious, and the devil horns on his head grew out. Lin Xian snorted. He held the dragon shadow with both hands and swept it across. The two of them were split into 4 halves, and their blood dyed the void red. How was this possible? The 2 minor saints were dumbfounded. They could not believe it at all. The 2 of them together could not defeat him? Yu Shiqia was also stunned. Damn it, give me your lives! She screamed. She used the joyous union technique to the extreme. She did not hesitate to sacrifice the lives of the 2 minor saints to kill her opponent. Chapter 4022. The 2 minor saints' expressions were ferocious. To be honest, they were really unwilling to self-destruct. They wanted to struggle free, but they were quickly controlled. Their bodies suddenly split apart. The entire universe was filled with light and light. It was as if the sun had split open. At this moment, the people on Double Rain Planet were also stunned. They looked up at the sky. Damn it, what was happening up there? Someone was fighting. They didn't dare to go over. That terrifying aura made everyone's hair stand on end. The power of the self-destruction of 2 minor saints could really destroy everything. Lin Xian was instantly swallowed up. He should be dead now, right? The corner of Yu Shiqia's mouth raised into a cold smile. She finally got her revenge. Boom! In front of her, in the terrifying destructive energy, a figure quickly charged out and attacked Yu Shiqia. Yu Shiqia screamed, scared out of her wits. She found that the other party wasn't dead at all, and he seemed to be unharmed. How was this possible? She was really too shocked. She quickly retreated. But how could she be a match for Lin Xian? Lin Xian arrived in front of her in an instant and grabbed her neck with one hand. Yu Shijie couldn't breathe at all. With your little strength, you still want to take revenge? Is that possible? Lin Xian's eyes bloomed with extremely terrifying killing intent. Yu Shijie's body was also cold, but at this moment, a mandarin duck curved blade appeared in her hand. Die! Yu Shijie revealed a cold smile. This was his ultimate move, the endless blade of affection. Even a minor saint couldn't withstand it, let alone the other party. The blade light slashed down coldly. Lin Xian snorted coldly and raised his hand to block. But soon he was stunned, because he found that the blade had slashed through his body as if it was an illusion. What was going on? Wasn't it a physical attack? Suddenly he had a splitting headache. He felt that his soul was being attacked. This was a soul attack. This blade was a blade of the soul. Lin Xian covered his head and fell into a struggle. He also withdrew his hand that was grabbing Yu Shijie's neck. His eyes were ferocious and incomparably red. Yu Shijie was gasping for air, but she was smiling. How is it? Do you think you can withstand my trump card? Don't worry, I won't kill you. But from now on, you're my slave. For the rest of your life, you can only crawl at my feet. I will torture you for the rest of your life. Yu Siki finally laughed out loud. She could finally get her revenge. She wanted her enemy to be tortured for the rest of his life. Lin Xian had indeed suffered a soul attack. Furthermore, this soul attack seemed to be trying to influence him and make him fall in love with this woman. Furthermore, they would serve the other party for all eternity. How could this be? Lin Xian snorted coldly. Destroy! His heavenly fate god eyes quickly opened, and the golden vortex continued to destroy this power. The great dragon, sword, spirit roared and rushed in. Together with the heavenly secret divine eyes, it destroyed the power of the endless saber technique. In the next moment, Lin Xian's eyes suddenly emitted a golden glow. I'll be a slave for the rest of my life. Very well, I'll accept your offer. I've also decided not to kill you. I'll make you my slave for the rest of your life. How could this be? You weren't affected. Yu Siki was so frightened that she took 3 steps back, her face pale. At this moment, she was finally terrified, because her greatest trump card was the endless saber technique. After she left the Double Rain planet, she had a fortuitous encounter and met a big shot of the Joyous Union sect. She had entered the Joyous Union sect and obtained her current cultivation base because of that big shot. Even the sentimental and endless saber in her hand was a treasure given to her by that big shot. It was for the sake of nurturing her. With the endless saber technique and the Joyous Union technique, Yu Siki had been successful in every endeavor. She had even subdued many minor saints. In her opinion, killing Lin Xian would be a piece of cake. However, reality exceeded her expectations. He had actually broken free from the endless saber technique's control. How did you do it? That was impossible. What kind of trump card did he have? In the next moment, when she saw Lin Xian's golden eyes, her body trembled and revealed a trace of fear. Your eye technique is actually so terrifying. Let me show you what true control is. Lin Xian pushed the heavenly secret divine eye to its limits. Yu Siki tried her best to resist, but she couldn't. The heavenly secret child prodigy's strangeness and terror had completely exceeded her expectations. In the next moment, she felt a seal being planted in the depths of her soul. This seal wouldn't cause any damage to her soul, but it could affect her soul and make her submit to him forever. She struggled violently, even wanting to use the endless saber technique to resist. However, she was still a step too late. If she had known the power of the heavenly secret divine eye from the beginning and been on full alert, she might have been able to resist. But now it was all too late. She had been planted with a soul seal, completely becoming Lin Xian's slave. For Lin Xian, planting a slave seal like this wasn't difficult at all. In particular, his heavenly secret divine eye had its own special eye technique. At this moment, he was using one of them. This kind of soul seal was very effective after being planted. It wouldn't affect the other party's talent, thoughts, or various actions. It was only related to him. Any order he gave, the other party had to submit. This was the power of this soul seal. "What did you do to me?" Yu Siki screamed crazily. Lin Xian's lips curled into a cold smile. "Naturally, I'll make you my slave according to your agreement." As he spoke, he used his eye technique. "Submit to me now." "No, I won't submit to you." Yu Siki also screamed crazily, but her body involuntarily knelt down. Even her voice couldn't help but come out. "Greetings, master." "Damn it, how could it be like this?" After bowing, Yu Siki screamed in horror. However, she still knelt there, her face full of fear. She discovered that although she could clearly sense everything, she had no choice but to submit to the other party's orders. This was really too terrifying. It seemed to be even more terrifying than the endless saber technique. The effect wasn't bad. "Try again. Stand up and take off your clothes." Hearing this, Yu Siki screamed. "No." However, she couldn't help but stand up. Her hands even began to quickly unbutton her clothes. Soon her clothes slipped down. "Damn it." Yu Siki closed her eyes. She opened her eyes and looked at me. Lin Xian gave another order. Yu Siki's eyes were forcefully opened by a force. This was the change that occurred after her body received the order. However, her emotions were violently trembling. No. 2 streams of tears flowed down her face. Right now, she felt even worse than death. Could it be that she would be tortured like this for the rest of her life? Right now, she was very regretful. When her clan was being exterminated, she had successfully escaped. If she had hidden, she could have lived her life safely. However, she wanted revenge and even thought that she could succeed. If the heavens gave her another chance, she wouldn't dare to take revenge even if she was beaten to death. But now, it was too late to say anything. Chapter 4023. Very good. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian smiled in satisfaction. He said, "Tell me everything about your experiences over the years and don't hide anything." This was Yu Shichia's secret. She didn't want to say it at all, but she couldn't control her mouth at all. Next, Yu Shichia told him everything that had happened over the years. It turned out that when the spirit clan was exterminated, after she escaped, she wandered into the starry sky. During this time, she met an injured woman in a world. At that time, she was also on the run, so she sympathized and helped this woman. 3 years later, this woman woke up. She didn't expect that she was a big shot in the Hahuan sect. She had a high position and was powerful. However, she was injured in battle and almost died. When she woke up, she found Yu Shichia. Firstly, Yu Shichia saved her life, and she was grateful. Secondly, she found that Yu Shichia's physique was naturally suitable for their Hahuan pavilion. Therefore, she took Yu Shichia as her disciple and passed down the affection blade. Then Yu Shichia used the affection blade and the powerful Hahuan technique to start the process of subduing those saints. Lin Xian was extremely surprised after hearing this. This Yu Shichia actually had such a fortuitous encounter. It was really hard to believe. Moreover, he revealed a strange expression because he discovered that although the saints that the other party had captured were all infatuated, however, it seemed that they hadn't even touched Yu Shichia's little finger. It was really terrifying to be able to play with saints in the palm of her hand. However, he soon narrowed his eyes. In that case, you were still there the first time. Since that was the case, he couldn't waste it. What do you want to do? Hearing this, Yu Shichia took 2 steps back. Although she practiced the joyous union technique and had controlled many saints, she was still a virgin. Now that she had fallen into the hands of this great demon king, how could she have a good ending? Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. What do you think I want to do? I'm your benefactor. But what about you? You've tried to kill me time and time again. Even now, after your clan has been exterminated, you still don't know how to repent and want to kill me. Since that's the case, how can I let you go? Previously, when I first came to the Double Rain planet, I heard that you have the super strong bloodline of the Rain clan. If that's the case, your bloodline will be able to nourish the other party and greatly increase their strength. That's why so many geniuses wanted to woo you back then. Now, I want to have a taste of your Rain clan's bloodline. No, you can't be like this. You? Si Qian screamed in fright. She almost fainted. Did he really dare to do such a thing to her? Lin Xian laughed coldly. This was not up to him. He waved his hand and took out the great sage tower. Then he said, "Go in and wash yourself clean." Yu Shijie was about to go crazy, but her body involuntarily approached the great sage tower. Lin Xian's lips curled into a smile. He disposed of the corpses of the saints and collected their storage rings and other valuables. If it was useful, he would take it. If it was useless, he would put it into the 8 trigrams furnace to use as energy. Then he walked into the great sacred tower. He controlled the great sacred tower and entered the depths of the Double Rain planet. Inside the great sacred tower, Yu Shijie had already washed herself clean. At this moment, her heart was extremely nervous. Lin Xian walked in. "I hope your bloodline won't disappoint me." He picked up Yu Shijie, making love on a mountain of Wu, spending a wonderful night together. After an unknown amount of time, Yu Shijie woke up. She looked at the blood on the ground and the changes in her body and screamed crazily. At this moment, a voice came from beside her. "Quiet down. My ears are about to go deaf." Damn it. Yu Shijie jumped up. She was about to go crazy. I have to say, the Rain clan's bloodline is really strong. It actually allowed me to rise by a realm. Thank you. I'm now a late-stage 5th firmament person. Indeed, even Lin Xian didn't dare to believe this. How long had it been since his last breakthrough? He could actually break through again. This made him feel like he was dreaming. It seemed that not killing her and making her his maid was the right choice. You broke through. You actually broke through. Yu Shijie felt like she was going crazy. She actually helped her enemy break through a realm. This was worse than death. Suddenly, she found that she had also broken through, reaching mid-stage 5th firmament. For a moment, she was also stunned. It could be said that her emotions were extremely complicated. "All right, I'm hungry. Prepare some food for me. I want to eat." Lin Xian ordered first. Yu Shijie was extremely unwilling, but she had to start preparing. After tasting the benefits of the Rain clan's bloodline, Lin Xian let Yu Shijie stay by his side for the next 2 months. Wu Mountain and Wu Rain. His strength increased every time he went through the 9 tribulations. Of course, he didn't break through again. Because the effect of the first time was the best, he was able to achieve a breakthrough. On this day, Lin Xian stood up. It was about time to go find Qingcheng. It would be best if he met Jianqin and killed him. Go outside and gather information for me. Look at Murong Qingqing and Jianingqing. Where are they now? Yu Shijie left the Great Sage Pagoda and returned a day later. At the same time, she brought back news. It turned out that Murong Qingqing had been chasing Jianqin all this time. It seemed that she was using the pursuit as a form of cultivation. At this moment, the 2 of them were on Qingshui planet. It was said that Jianqin was about to collapse, so he didn't plan to run anymore. He wanted to fight to the death with his opponent on Qingshui planet. Fight to the death? With just him? Humph. Lin Xian snorted coldly and headed to Qingshui planet. The 2 of them left Twin Rain planet and headed for Qingshui planet. At this moment, Qingshui planet was extremely lively. Because of Murong Qingqin and Jianqin, the 2nd astral realm was shaken. When the news spread, all the experts headed to Qingshui planet. Therefore, Qingshui planet was extremely lively. Countless experts and geniuses had come. It was even rumored that many top experts from the Holy City had come to watch the battle. Amidst this lively scene, two figures descended. It was Lin Xian and Yu Shijie. After the two of them came down to investigate, they realized that the battle hadn't started yet. Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. Luckily, he had arrived in advance. "Let's go." The two of them shuttled through the air quickly. However, gradually, Lin Xian realized that someone seemed to be watching him. On this trip to Qingshui planet, Lin Xian had changed his appearance. This was because his identity was too influential. If he came, everyone would probably attack him again. Lin Xian was here to help Morong Qingcheng. He didn't want to cause too much trouble. At the very least, he didn't want to scare Jian Qin away. Therefore, she changed her appearance. Logically speaking, it shouldn't attract any attention. However, he realized that at least 10 pairs of eyes were watching him along the way. There were many experts among them. Chapter 4024. What was going on? Had he been discovered? That was impossible. With his methods, these people would not be able to discover him unless a holy venerable came. No, he soon realized that these gazes were not directed at him, but at Yu Shijie beside him. He had to admit that Yu Shijie was a peerless beauty. Standing there, she basically did not speak. A look or a movement was enough to make countless people go crazy. Yu Shijie originally had the weak water body, and the power of her bloodline was enough to make countless people go crazy. Not to mention now that she had joined the Hehuan sect and cultivated this Hehuan technique. Her charm was even more unparalleled. So along the way, she attracted the attention of countless people. Finally, someone could not take it anymore. Two figures appeared in front of them, blocking their path. "Brother, please wait." These were two young men. One was handsome, and the other was tall. Although they were talking to Lin Xian, their gazes were all on Yu Shijie. Not only that, but 3 people also appeared on his left and right. These people were all looking at Yu Shijie. One of them said, "Brother, why don't we discuss something with you?" Lin Xian frowned slightly. The other person beside him snorted coldly and said, "I like this woman of yours. Give her to me, and you can get lost now. I can let you go on the holy road. If you don't know what's good for you, then I'll send you to hell." Lin Xian narrowed his eyes at this threat. He looked at Yu Shijie. "It's all your fault." Yu Shijie rolled her eyes. "It's none of my business. I didn't do anything. If I wanted to cause trouble, I reckon the entire world would come to kill you." Indeed, she really had this kind of charm. Lin Xian snorted coldly. The other party was now his servant, not his enemy. So the other party did not dare to do so. He looked forward and said coldly, "I'm in a hurry. If you don't want to die, get lost. You don't know what's good for you. Can you fight against so many of us by yourself? Let's join forces and kill him. Yes, we can share this beauty." A few people revealed sinister smiles. Such a peerless beauty was hard to come by in 1,000 years. Even if there were, they were in the hands of some old monsters or had very noble status. They did not even dare to think about it. This time they met a lone beauty. How could he possibly let go? In an instant, the 7 of them attacked. Terrifying laws and divine abilities blasted towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian shouted coldly and slashed forward with his sword. The void in front of him cracked open and swallowed all of the energy. "Get lost." With a roar, his sound waves seemed to transform into endless waves, crashing in all directions. All 7 of them spat out blood as they were sent flying, their faces filled with terror. The other party was actually this strong? Damn it, damn it. He was unwilling to accept this. It wasn't easy for them to encounter such an opportunity, so how could they give it up? They gritted their teeth, wanting to fight with their lives on the line. At this moment, a loud laughter rang out. Good lad, so he was a top-notch genius. No wonder he had such a peerless beauty. However, I have my eyes on your woman. An old voice sounded. Then an old man descended from the sky. The 7 of them were originally furious. There was actually someone who dared to snatch their woman. Was he courting death? But when they sensed the aura of the old man, all of them shrunk their necks in fear. Early 6th heaven saint, this was a small saint. Firmament, small saint have both made their moves? This time, let's see how this kid will die. The 7 of them did not leave. Instead, they looked at this scene with a cold smile. Although they couldn't get their hands on the woman, they would still feel great if the beauty was snatched away. They thought evilly, Kid, I won't bully you. I'll give you a Dharma treasure. Take it and leave quickly. As he spoke, he threw a sword at Lin Xian. Lin Xian glanced at it and sneered. It's not even a saint weapon, and you want to use it to exchange for beauty? Do you have the life to take it? I'll give you a chance to live. Get lost quickly. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. So what if the other party was a small saint? Now, 3 small saints had died in his hands. He didn't mind adding one more. The 7 of them were stunned. Is this kid an idiot? How dare he talk to a small saint like this? Humph, who does he think he is? He's too arrogant. Does he think he can compete with a small saint just because he can defeat the 7 of us? This time, let's see how he will die. Kid, do you know what kind of existence you're talking to? The little saint was infuriated. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. He stretched out a palm and slapped forward. This strike was going to destroy the other party's soul. A terrifying light burst out from Lin Xian's eyes. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. The golden light in Lin Xian's eyes was really terrifying. He took a step forward, and his divine body bloomed. A terrifying fist directly blasted out. It was as if the sun had lit up the whole sky. Asterisk boom. Asterisk, the small saint was directly sent flying. His body was broken, and he vomited blood. How could this be? The 7 of them were so scared that they wet their pants. That was a small saint. How could he not even be able to withstand a punch? Who is this young man? They were on guard. The small saint's pupils constricted. The pain in his body drove him crazy. He was actually injured by a young man, and by a 5th celestial layer at that. How could this be? How could there be such a terrifying person in the world? Who are you? He stopped and quickly recovered. He gritted his teeth and asked. Lin Xian snorted coldly. The person who will kill you. His body swayed, and he rushed out. Endless flames danced on his arm, turning into a terrifying flaming sword. He slashed down from the sky. How dare you underestimate me? The old man was angry. He was a small saint. How could he not kill the young man? He must have been careless just now. Go to hell. He formed a seal with his palm. Dragon trapped in 3 seas. A terrifying wave appeared in his palm. At the same time, there were 2 more waves on his left and right that rushed forward together. Even if it was a dragon, he would be able to kill it, let alone a young man. Asterisk boom. Asterisk, in an instant, Lin Xian was bound by the 3 waves and was even swallowed. Humph, you're courting death. The old man laughed. The 7 young men also heaved a sigh of relief. They were wondering how the young man could be so heaven-defying. However, everyone was dumbfounded at the next moment. The 3 waves were directly torn apart. Lin Xian was even more violent than a dragon. You're blocking my way. Go to hell. Lin Xian shouted angrily. An extremely terrifying light appeared in his hand. He could already kill Lei Jin when he was at the mid-stage of the 5th heaven, not to mention that his cultivation base had improved again. The old man's strength was at most on par with Lei Jin. It would be a piece of cake for him to kill the old man. Asterisk boom. Asterisk, he threw out a palm that covered the sky and directly shrouded the old man. The old man screamed crazily. How could this be? He tried his best to resist, but he was still killed. His head fell off and his eyes widened. Until his death, He could not believe that he was killed so easily by a young man. He could not withstand a single blow. Lin Xian sneered and retracted his palm. Chapter 4025. Behind them, Yu Shirqia sighed when she saw the scene. As expected, these early-stage minor saints were no match for him at all. Sigh, why can't my appearance attract a sacred venerate? She desperately hoped that a sacred venerate would appear to kill him. However, it seemed unrealistic. The 7 people around her knelt on the ground. Even a minor saint was dead. Could the 7 of them fight against him? I gave you a chance, but you didn't cherish it, so don't blame me. Lin Xian waved his hand and flicked out a few rays of sword qi, destroying the 7 people's souls. Then, he turned his head to look at Yu Shirqia. All right, you don't have to follow me anymore. Go to your own things. If I need you, I'll look for you. Lin Xian's figure flickered, and he left. It was too troublesome to bring Yu Shirqia along. He was in a hurry. This battle also attracted the attention of many. After all, it was a battle between minor saints. Many people rushed over. They wanted to watch the battle. However, when they arrived, they discovered that heaven and earth were collapsing. There was blood of a saint in the void, and there were even cries. Song Tianya had a minor saint fallen? Their scalps went numb. Which terrifying existence had done it? One had to know that from the beginning to the end of the battle, only a short time had passed. The one who had done it must be an extremely terrifying expert. Look, there's someone ahead. They saw an extremely beautiful woman walk out of the sea of blood. Her every frown and smile carried endless charm. She was so beautiful. Many people's eyes were red. They were stunned. Soon, Yu Shirqia also left. Behind her, 8 figures followed. These 8 people had infatuated eyes, and their gazes were fiery as they prostrated themselves at Yu Shirqia's feet. More and more experts descended on Qingshui planet. In the end, it caused an uproar, because a prodigy on the pilgrim rankings had also come. The person who came was Yu Quan. It seemed that he had come out of seclusion. He actually attracted Yu Quan to come, as expected of Murong Qingqing and Jianqin. Why do I feel like he's coming for Lin Xian? You mean Lin Wudi? It was said that Yu Quan had suffered a loss at the hands of Lin Wudi on celestial fate. Now he should be looking for Lin Wudi. He wouldn't attack Murong Qingqing, would he? Countless discussions broke out. After secluded spring came, he looked down on everyone, and no one dared to provoke him. After hearing the news, his face turned cold. Noisy! Destroy them for me. Soon, their followers began to move out. Who spoke ill of our young master, just now? Come here, I'll chop off his head. The other people were so scared that they fled madly. The few followers killed in all directions. For a while, no one dared to talk about it anymore. Not long after, another figure descended, causing countless people to scream. Oh heavens, Emoshio, is he here too? It was too inconceivable. This Emoshio also had a grudge against Lin Wudi? Everyone was talking about it. No, why do I feel that their goal is not just Lin Wudi? There might be something wrong with Clearwater. These people were too excited. The arrival of the 2 experts on the pilgrimage leaderboard caused an uproar. Within a few days, news about Qingshui planet spread. It turned out that Qingshui Xian, who didn't seem famous now, was extremely famous tens of thousands of years ago. It was said that an extraordinary person called Duan Qingshan appeared in that world. Later on, Duan Qingshan became a sage king. It was said that Duan Qingshan lived in seclusion on Clearwater in his later years. Perhaps his inheritance and tomb were there. There was such a rumor. Everyone was shocked. Could it be that the people on the pilgrimage leaderboard were here for Duan Qingshan? For a moment, everyone was talking about it. In a main city on Clearwater, people came and went in an endless stream. This was the fastest place to gather information. Generally, people who wanted to gather information would come here. On the streets of the city, there were several terrifying figures walking there. They were 3 demon beasts. One of them was incomparably red. It was a cheetah that seemed to have reached the realm of a demon saint. On the other side, one was a majestic lion, and the other was a snow demon wolf. The cold aura they exuded was abnormally terrifying. On the backs of the 3 demon saints sat 3 figures. The one riding the snow demon wolf was a beautiful woman. She had a round face and big eyes. She was very cute. Wherever the 3 of them passed, people would make way for them. Obviously, the 3 of them had powerful backgrounds. However, there was a figure in front of them who did not give way at all. Did this kid have a death wish? The man riding the red cheetah snorted coldly and was about to attack. The girl next to him said, "No, senior brother. He's only a level 5. What's wrong with that?" "That's right. We don't care about people like him." The cute girl took a few deep breaths. Then, her beautiful eyes were filled with shock. I smelled the scent of blood on his body. He seemed to have just killed someone. So what? The 2 young men next to her laughed when they heard that. There were killings in this world every day. Wasn't it easy to kill a few people? Indeed, battles like theirs were nothing out of the ordinary. However, the cute girl shook her head. No, it's not that simple, because the aura of his blood is the aura of a little saint. He fought with a little saint and was stained with his blood. Hearing that, the 2 young men next to her were stunned. The other party injured a little saint? How could a level 5 person injure a little saint? The other party was not Lin Woody. That's right. Lin Woody was already heaven-defying enough in this world. It was impossible for there to be a second one. I guess it should be 2 little saints fighting, and he should be nearby watching the battle. That's why he has the aura of a little saint. That should be the case. The 2 young men found an explanation to comfort her. However, the cute girl shook her head. She said, "Senior brother, let's not attack." The 2 young men listened to her. They were also suspicious. The person in front of them was very strange. It was better for them not to complicate things. So they did not attack. They prepared to take a detour. However, before they could move, the void in front of them split open. A terrifying killing sword pierced the back of the man's heart. "Shit!" the girl screamed. The pupils of the other 2 young men also shrank. An assassin! An extremely terrifying assassin. It's over. That man is dead. Humph, fine. Since he dares to block our way, so be it. Clang! The sword pierced the body of the young man in front of them. However, to everyone's astonishment, the killing sword was actually broken in half. The tremendous force made the little saint retreat frantically. How terrifying! The surrounding people were stunned. The cute girl and her 2 senior brothers were also stunned. What kind of physique did this man have? How could he block such a terrifying attack? Chapter 4026. Buzz! The young man in front of him did not stop at all. Instead, he pointed a finger. A sword wave shot into the void. Soon, blood flowed down from the void. A corpse fell to the ground with its glabella split open and its soul destroyed. It was dead. The young man had killed a terrifying assassin with a single strike. This person was too terrifying. The 2 young men shuddered too. Could it be that the young man really had the strength to kill a little saint? Damn it! How could there be another terrifying monster in the world? They were very glad that they listened to their junior sister and did not act rashly. Otherwise, they might be the ones dead now. Buzz! Buzz! At this moment, figures rushed out from all directions. Each of them was holding a black flag in their hands. They stabbed into the void. The 4 flags formed a spatial barrier, sealing the young man inside. Kill! This was a terrifying black death chest that could kill everything. It's over. This time he's dead meat. That was what everyone thought. Even the girl was frightened. No one could survive being shrouded in such a terrifying domain of black sand. However, there in the terrifying slaughter domain, a figure appeared. He did not receive any injuries at all. The murderous aura attacks landed on his body, producing a deafening sound. As for the young man, with a wave of his hand, he broke the 2 black flags. Then he rushed out and slapped the 2 assassins into a mist of blood. In addition, he swept out his leg and sent the other 2 flying while vomiting blood. The 2 assassins tried to escape, but they were shattered by 2 golden eyes. Blood flowed out of their 7 orifices, and they fell to the ground. In an instant, the 4 assassins' souls were destroyed. This young man is too strong. Yes, who is he? The surrounding people were stunned. Is he a hidden genius from some sacred ground? He might not be a genius, but an old monster who had lived for countless years. The crowd discussed animatedly. The cute girl and her 2 companions were also shocked. Buzz! Buzz! However, the killing did not stop. It continued. After the death of the assassins, a terrifying aura filled the air again. There was even an extremely terrifying voice. Lin Wudy, you will die today. What? Lin Wudy? God, he was the legendary invincible Lin. The surrounding people screamed crazily. Now, they finally understood why the other party was so powerful. It turned out that the other party was the legendary terrifying Demon King. Most likely, there was someone else who could kill so many terrifying killing saints with just a wave of his hand. At the same time, those people were also terrified. Who were these assassins? Why did they want to kill Lin Wudy? Lin Xian frowned. After he separated from you, Shijie, he came to this city. Originally, he thought that leaving you Shijie would save him a lot of trouble. Who would have thought that he would be targeted by this group of assassins again? Since that was the case, the muscles and bones on his face changed, restoring his original appearance. Humph, are you people of the human world? He thought for a moment and realized that only a terrorist organization like the human world would be able to find him. You are a man who must die. Today, we will enforce justice on behalf of the heavens. A cold voice rang out from the void. Immediately afterward, 6 slaughter saints appeared around him. There were even 2 minor saints among them. They were exceptionally terrifying. Including the leader, there were 3 minor saints. It was a sure-kill situation. It was over. Lin Wudy was in danger. Yes, he should have come for Morong Qingcheng. He didn't expect to die at the hands of the human world before he even saw Morong Qingcheng. Even Lin Wudy wouldn't be able to resist such a lineup. The cute girl's eyes flickered. She clenched her fists. So this was the legendary Great Demon King. She didn't know if he could withstand it. He should be able to. After all, he seemed to have killed a minor saint before. With just you guys? Lin Xian stood there and looked around with a hint of disdain in his eyes. The current him was no longer the him from a year ago. Therefore, his strength had undergone an earth-shattering change. Seeing Lin Xian's disdainful attitude, the people around him felt their scalps go numb. Heavens, was he looking down on the human world? Did this kid think that his life wasn't long enough? Attack! The order came from the sky, and the 6 slaughter saints attacked crazily. Among them, there were 2 minor saints and 4 saints in the late stage of the 5th heaven. Their strength was unparalleled. As soon as the order fell, a killing sword pressed down from the sky at an extreme speed. Even Lin Xian was shocked by the speed. It seemed that the other party should have cultivated a kind of speed law. He knew that he couldn't dodge, so he took it head-on. He threw out a palm and collided with the other party's sword chi. With a clang, the sky fell and the earth cracked. His arm went numb, and the long sword was directly broken. Buzz! Buzz! At the same time, several other terrifying attacks came. They were all filled with unparalleled killing intent. Lin Xian's figure swayed and dodged these attacks. His nerves became incomparably dignified. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish today. Kill! The 6 sacred exterminators snapped coldly and charged forward once again. In an instant, the terrifying attacks and the laws in the sky annihilated the front. A sword crossed the sky like a divine mountain, with infinite power slashing down from the sky. On the other side, the sky full of sword light turned into lightning, shrouding the area. Behind Lin Xian, there were two figures who came to his side in a strange manner. They were less than a meter away from him. The six of them attacked with a fatal blow. They didn't give Lin Xian a chance to live. It's over. This time it's really over. The surrounding people saw this scene and closed their eyes. The genius of the generation was probably going to fall today. Boom! Lin Xian roared in anger. He released his divine body and swept in all directions. Those attacks were all blown away by him. At the same time, his feet were like dragons and his hands were like knives. He opened and closed them, fighting with these people. The four late-stage, fifth heaven assassins were instantly sent flying. Their bodies were broken and they vomited blood. In just a moment, they were severely injured and almost died. If it weren't for the two minor saints on their side, they would have died. Lin Xian wanted to chase after them, but he was stopped by the two minor saints, courting death. The strength of these two minor saints was very terrifying. One of them was holding a knife, and the other was holding a sword. Both of them looked cold. The shiny long saber cut through the 9 heavens and blocked Lin Xian's path. On the other side, the terrifying earthly fiend sword stabbed at Lin Xian's forehead. Lin Wudi, you will die this time. The two minor saints attacked. You are too inexperienced. It seems that your intelligence is not good. Lin Xian laughed and stretched out his hands. He wanted to resist the two minor saints at the same time. Chapter 40:27. Boom! After the attack, Lin Xian was knocked back. However, he was not injured at all. How was this possible? He could fight two saints at the same time. How long had it been? Had his strength become even more terrifying? The surrounding people were all stunned. The faces of the people in the mortal world also became extremely ugly. The change in the opponent's strength was beyond their imagination. Attack! With another roar, two minor saints rushed over. The four saints of the late fifth heaven combined with the formation and attacked quickly from a distance. Lin Xian appeared and disappeared unpredictably. He conjured the Tai Chi diagram to block the attack. The killing blade in the sky was blocked by him. Moreover, the Tai Chi diagram rotated and pinned down a minor saint. At the same time, he pushed out his right hand, the 5 elements sword. His arm was surrounded by the terrifying 5 elements law, and he slashed in all directions. The 5 elements sword contained the 5 elements law. It was unpredictable and powerful. The second minor saint was forced to retreat. Not only that, but the bodies of the 4 fifth heaven late-stage saints were also penetrated in an instant. They all fell from the sky, dead as could be. Damn it! When the third minor saint saw this scene, he roared, "Lin Xian, go to hell!" He roared and rushed down from the sky. A long spear appeared in his hand. The killing intent on it was unparalleled. It seemed that he wanted to pierce Lin Xian's head with the spear. Get lost! Lin Xian pinned down the 2 minor saints with both hands. At the same time, his right foot kicked upward. There was a loud crash. His right leg collided with the opponent's long spear, causing the sky to collapse and the earth to crack. The people around were all sent flying by the force. Boom! 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 The earth-shattering collision sounded, and the long spear in the opponent's hand directly collapsed. The minor saint's pupils constricted. How is this possible? How can he still fight back? It's unbelievable. Die. However, the leader was obviously an expert. After the long spear collapsed, he did not retreat. Instead, he charged forward again. His palm became incomparably red, as if it could drip blood. This was an extremely frightening palm. With a single slap, it could refine all the blood on the body of a sage. It could be said to be extremely terrifying. Sure enough, When the palm strike struck out, the spectators felt as if their blood was about to be refined. They frantically retreated. Lin Xian faced this attack head-on. There was no way he could retreat. The two killer saints beside him were also doing their best to pin him down. Suddenly, Lin Xian opened his mouth and spat out a beam of sword qi. It was a dragon-shaped sword qi that shone with incomparable light. As soon as it appeared, it let out a loud dragon roar. Boom! Boom! The sword qi of the dragon roar pierced through the blood-red palm. The Saint of Slaughter retreated. His entire arm had been cleaved apart. Not only that, his body was also pierced through. For the time being, it was impossible for the wound to heal. Blood flowed out, driving him crazy. Damn it! He had been careless. Who would have thought that the other party would still have such a terrifying trick up his sleeve when he was besieged by 3 great assassins? Thinking of this, he quickly retreated. The surrounding people were also stunned. 1 against 3, but he was not at a disadvantage. Moreover, he could even injure a Saint of Slaughter. Was this Lin Wuti? He had become even more terrifying than a year ago. After succeeding in 1 strike, Lin Xian attacked again. A lot of sword qi rushed out of his body, blooming with a terrifying aura. They slashed in all directions. Lin Xian fought against 3 minor saints alone. The battle was earth-shattering. He had a divine body, so his physique was strong. Kill his soul. The 3 killer saints in the mortal world obviously knew Lin Xian well. They knew that Lin Xian's physique was strong, so they changed their strategy. They respectfully requested the sword of soul slaying. The 3 of them formed a seal with their palms and became incomparably sincere. Their glabella split open and blood dripped down. At the same time, a transparent sword qi rushed out of their glabella with an extremely terrifying aura. The sword of soul slaying specialized in killing souls. The crowd screamed. The means of the mortal world were really too terrifying. The sword of soul could kill people without leaving a trace. 3 swords of soul slaying rushed out from the 3 of them. The 3 of them formed a triangle and attacked together, completely engulfing Lin Xian. Lin Xian sneered. Competing with me in sword soul? You really don't know what's good for you. With a roar, the great dragon's sword soul rushed out, turned into a dragon shadow and slashed in all directions. So what if the other party had the sword of soul slaying? Between heaven and earth, the great Tao danced. A sonorous sound rang out, and the sword of soul slaying disappeared. The 3 killer saints were also stunned. Lin Xian retracted the dragon-shaped sword shadow, snorted coldly, and walked forward with his hands behind his back. What's going on? Is the battle over? The surrounding people were stunned and didn't know what was going on. Soul attacks were strange and unpredictable. Often, the outcome could be determined in the blink of an eye. Now, it seemed that Lin Wuti had won. It shouldn't be. These 3 killer saints should still have the strength to fight. After all, they were 3 little saints. At this time, they screamed in horror. It turned out that the glabella of the 3 killer saints had completely split open, and they fell on their backs. There was no sign of life on their bodies. Are they dead? These people were stunned. In an instant, Lin Xian killed 3 minor saints. This method was simply heaven-defying. They looked at the back of the departing figure, and their hearts were filled with fear. Who could stop the rise of this young man? Lin Xian strode away. His expression was incomparably cold. The current situation was very bad. He didn't expect that the people of the mortal world would come. This group of assassins was simply crazy. He really had to be careful in the future. He continued to walk towards the depths of the city. He wanted to find out the whereabouts of Murong Qingqing. However, before he reached the depths of the city, there was a burst of exclamations. A formation flickered, and a dozen figures rushed out. They exclaimed, "Oh no, something big has happened." Murong Qingqing was in danger. It was very likely that he was going to die. The people in the city were instantly stunned. What's going on? Did Jianqin make a move? Has Jianqin become so powerful? That shouldn't be the case. Before, Jian Yingqing had been slaughtered by Murong Qingqing, and he was scared witless. Who was the one who did it? Could it be those terrifying sword saints from the myriad sword pavilion? Lin Xian's expression changed. He turned into a stream of light and instantly appeared in front of a person. He grabbed the person with one hand. Who is it? The person's body was almost torn apart. He screamed in horror. What are you doing? Lin Xian let go of his hand and said, I want to know the news. The person wanted to be angry at first, but when he saw Lin Xian's expression and felt the terrifying murderous aura from Lin Xian's body, he changed his mind. He immediately talked about his neck. In the Yunmeng Grand Canyon, which was 70,000 miles away from the north, Murong Qingqing was besieged by the experts of the Golden Crow clan. What? It was the Golden Crow clan. Who did it? Those bunch of lunatics. They heard that Lin Wudi killed the 7th prince of the Golden Crow clan. The Golden Crow clan chased after Lin Wudi, but couldn't find him. Now, they should be attacking the people around Lin Wudi. Exclamations were heard. Chapter 4028. Lin Xian tore the void apart. Golden Crow clan. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. He turned into a giant dragon, roaring between heaven and earth, and disappeared from the city in an instant. Let's go and have a look. The surrounding people knew that something big was about to happen, so they followed him. However, they couldn't keep up with him. Lin Xian was going all out. Although 70,000 miles was a long distance, he could reach it in the shortest time possible. Dreamcloud Valley. The battle was extremely terrifying. All kinds of divine powers and laws were collapsing between heaven and earth. There was no one in that area. The spectators were all watching from afar with their saint domains. It was over. This Murong Qingqing was really in danger this time. Yes, of all people, she had to have a good relationship with Lin Wudi. This time, she was in deep trouble. She thought that she could kill Jianqin, but she didn't expect that Jianchan was still alive and Murong Qingqing was in danger of dying. She had no choice. Apart from the Golden Crow clan, the experts of the Peacock clan were also here, and they brought along a terrifying saint weapon. Freeze! Murong Qingqing. Otherwise, Murong Qingqing could escape even if she couldn't defeat them. You are no match for us at all. If you obediently surrender, you might be able to suffer a little less. A few golden crows roared between heaven and earth. The flames on their bodies burned the heaven and earth. On the other side, a few experts of the Peacock clan stood. One of them was forming a seal. He controlled a 5-colored sacred mountain in the sky and shot down a 5-colored light, freezing the void. Murong Qingqing was imprisoned by this power, so she couldn't escape. At this moment, the shadow of a phoenix circled around her body, blocking the attack. To be honest, if it was someone else, they would have been killed. However, Murong Qingqing's bloodline was strong, so she could block the attacks of so many experts. But even so, she was still in danger. There were too many experts here this time, and none of them were weak. They were all minor saints. Stop talking nonsense with him. Capture him quickly. The Peacock expert in the sky said coldly. Capture him and force that kid to come here. I'm going to tear Lin Wudi into pieces. All right, let's end the battle. The Golden Crows once again displayed their powerful aura. This time, they wanted to capture the other party completely. Murong Qingqing was extremely dangerous. Her beautiful face was stained with blood, but her beautiful eyes were incomparably resolute. Do you think you can catch me? Her hands continued to form seals as various laws flew out from her fingertips. She had a pair of jade-like hands, and in her left hand was a lake with a mysterious aura. This was the Jade Lake Phantom. In her right hand, tens of thousands of mountains revolved around it. That was the Phantom of Kunlun. The fact that Murong Qingqing was able to conjure the Jade Pool and Kunlun was truly shocking. Even the Golden Crows faces changed. No, they had to act quickly. They roared madly. It rushed down with monstrous flames. At this moment, a roar came from afar. Daring to touch my woman, I'll destroy his soul in the 9 heavens and 10 lands. His voice was like thunder. The sky fell and the earth cracked. At first, it was still far away, but in the next moment, countless people saw a figure tear through the 9 heavens and instantly arrive nearby. Oh heavens, someone is coming. It's Lin Wudi. Is he coming to save Morong Qingchen? Everyone was stunned. The peacock race and the golden crow race's experts were also stunned. When they sensed the other party, the corners of their mouths curled into a cold smile. You're finally here. Kid, today is the day you die. Buzz. Lin Xian's body shone with a monstrous light. Like a god of war, he tore through the void and arrived nearby. When he saw Morong Qingqing's blood-stained body, he was instantly enraged. You all deserve to die. The killing intent in his eyes surged like a tide. You don't have the right. You're the one who's going to die today. The peacock race's people laughed sinisterly. With a wave of their hands, the 5-colored sacred mountain shone brightly and rushed towards Lin Xian. Not good. Brother Xian, be careful. This is a fixed Dharma treasure that can restrict movement. As expected, Lin Xian felt a huge pressure surging towards him. In an instant, the place where he was standing seemed to have been fixed. He couldn't move at all. This wasn't the first time Lin Xian saw such a scene. Previously, he encountered the mind fixation pearl, which could make it difficult for him to move. However, the power of this mountain was much more terrifying than the mind fixation pearl. Lin Xian roared. His divine body struggled, but he still felt as if he was being pulled into a quagmire. His movements were slow. Kid, it's useless. Once a minor saint enters this Qinkuan mountain, they can't break free at all. So you're going to die today. Don't worry, I'll let you and your woman accompany you on the road to the Yellow Springs. The peacock race's people sneered. The golden crow race's people also snorted. I won't let you die so easily. 2 golden crow, small saints, instantly pounced over. Brother Xian. Morong Qingqing wanted to make a move as well, but she was held back by the others. Lin Xian sneered. Looking at the 2 small saints, he smiled brightly. I don't have any more golden crow meat in my storage. Today, I'll kill you to fill my rations. The 2 golden crows were completely infuriated. They had long heard that the other party ate golden crow meat. How dare he eat them? He would tear the other party's mouth apart. He would break every bone in the other party's body. He would let the other party die in the most miserable way possible. When the 2 small saints approached, Lin Xian opened his mouth and spat out 2 dragon-shaped sword qi, chopping off their heads. Puff! Blood spurted out and screams rang out. The 2 small saints frantically retreated. Damn it, they were really shocked. Didn't he already imprison the other party? Why was he still able to attack? Was he so strong? The onlookers in the distance were also dumbfounded. Morong Qingqing heaved a sigh of relief. Great, Brother Xian, let's work together. Speaking of this, she threw out the jade lake phantom in her hand. The jade lake water that filled the sky surged. Although it was just an illusion, it was incomparably terrifying. The golden crows soared into the sky and flapped their wings, striking out monstrous golden crow flames to fight against the illusion. On the other side, Morong Qingqing also threw out the Kunlun phantom, smashing it towards the experts of the peacock race. The experts of the peacock race also felt the powerful aura of the illusion. They didn't dare to fight it head-on and could only move quickly. However, the Kunlun phantom was too terrifying. One mountain turned into thousands of mountains. It chased after them and pressed down on them, courting death. The 5-colored divine light washed over everything. They struck out the 5-colored divine light, forming a terrifying net to block the attack. On the other side, Lin Xian roared. He pushed his divine body to the extreme. monstrous light and sword chi burst out. He wanted to shake the Qinkuan mountain. The Qinkuan mountain shook violently as if it was really going to fly out. Not good. The experts of the peacock race saw this scene and shouted crazily, "Fellow Taoist golden crows, are you still going to hide?" These two were extremely terrifying geniuses. If they were to hold back, they would really go against the heavens. Chapter 40:29. All right, use the Qinkuan mountain to seal that brat, and I'll block this woman. One of the golden crows said coldly. As he spoke, he stretched out his hand, and a vine quickly grew out of his palm. It was a golden vine, and the flames on it were extremely terrifying. The moment it appeared, even the peacock tribe was shocked. The golden crow fire vine. You even brought this thing with you. The spectators in the distance retreated once again. Oh heavens, the golden crow fire vine was also a terrifying divine artifact. It was rumored that it was a supreme plant that existed in the sun. It was the plant that the golden crows used all year round. The flames on it were extremely terrifying and could burn everything. The power of the golden crow fire vine was no weaker than that of the Qinkuan mountain. This time, it was going to be dangerous. The golden crow fire vine covered the sky and spread toward Murong Qingqing. Murong Qingqing felt a great sense of danger. She used the Yaoqi mirage to block it. At the same time, the seven-colored phoenix kept roaring and engulfing everything. However, the 6 golden crows in the sky formed a terrifying golden crow mirage and joined forces to form an ancient golden crow to fight against the phoenix. It blocked Murong Qingqing's bloodline. Useless girl, although your bloodline is powerful, the 6 of us together are enough to stop you. The flaming vine split into 2 parts. One part of it wrapped around the Yaoqi mirage. The other part charged toward Murong Qingqing. If it enveloped Murong Qingqing, this peerless beauty would probably be burned to ashes. Murong Qingqing could only summon the Kunlun mountain mirage to block it. In this way, no one would disturb the peacock tribe. The 2 peacock tribe elites joined forces to control the Qinkuan mountain. Die brat! The terrifying Qinkuan mountain became even more terrifying. Lin Xian felt an even more terrifying pressure gushing over. Instantly his body was shaken and he was pushed back. Uft! He spat out a mouthful of blood that dyed the void red. Useless brat! No matter how strong you are, you won't be able to break free from the Qinkuan mountain today. The terrifying Qinkuan mountain suppressed everything. The expert from the peacock race snorted coldly. Someone came and beheaded him. A little saint of the peacock race pulled out a long saber. The 5-colored light on the saber swept across. On the other side, the powerhouses of the Golden Crow tribe also brought a sky full of flames, wanting to refine Lin Xian. Lin Xian roared as he struck out with the Taiji diagram to resist the Qinkuan mountain. At the same time, he brandished his fist and struck out with sword chi to resist the 5 elemental saber light and the terrifying flames. Boom! Boom! The sound of an intense collision rang out. To think that he could still resist. Another minor saint rushed over and took control of the situation as well. The Qinkuan mountain turned into endless rays of light and suppressed Lin Xian rapidly. From the looks of it, they wanted to seal Lin Xian completely this time. Lin Xian coldly snorted. The image of a dragon appeared on his body, carrying a terrifying aura as it continuously attacked. The terrifying dragon's shadow blocked the sealing power brought by the Qinkuan mountain. How could this be? The elders of the peacock race were stunned. The other party was actually able to block it. The power of the Qinkuan mountain was truly unbelievable. One should know how terrifying the Qinkuan mountain was. It could easily imprison a little saint. However, it couldn't seal a 5th heaven saint. Humph! Lin Xian blocked the Qinkuan mountain with the great dragon Sword Soul. At the same time, The death demonic saber condensed in his left hand and slashed out. It collided with the five-colored saber light. When the two collided, the death demonic chi directly shrouded the powerhouse of the peacock race. It deprived the powerhouse of his vitality. No, the powerhouse was scared out of his wits and quickly retreated. In an instant, his body caved in. On the other side, Lin Xian activated the sun sword again and slashed out. He unleashed the flames that filled the sky and sliced a little saint of the Golden Crow clan in half with a single slash. At this moment, whether it was the Golden Crow tribe, the peacock race, or those who were watching the battle from afar, they were all stunned. This Lin Wuti was too strong. Being suppressed by the Qinkuan mountain, he could still counterattack and successfully injure two little saints. Damn it! The powerhouses of the peacock race shouted angrily. The three little saints worked together to control the Qinkuan fan, causing the Qinkuan mountain to come crashing down. This time it wasn't just the light. The body of the Qinkuan mountain was incomparable. Let's see how Lin Wuti is going to die. Lin Xian also felt a great sense of danger. The dragon soul's aura wrapped around his hands and coupled with his divine body. 9 suns opened the sky. He struck out with both palms and slapped forward. Clang! A deafening sound rang out. Come on! He resisted the Qinkuan mountain, causing it to be unable to fall. Everyone was stunned by this scene. Especially the powerhouses of the peacock race, they were simply going crazy. Damn it, what did he do? He actually blocked it. How did he do it? Humph! Lin Xian snorted coldly. He opened his mouth and spat out a dragon-shaped sword chi, rushing towards the Qinkuan mountain and the 3 little saints. The 3 little saints knew how powerful the sword chi was, so they worked together to resist it. At the same time, Lin Xian's feet were like a dragon, constantly moving forward. He attacked the powerhouses of the Golden Crow race. The powerhouses of the Golden Crow race used their flames to resist. However, they were still sent flying by a kick, vomiting large mouthfuls of blood. He was too powerful. Lin Xian was attacked by so many powerhouses, but he could still counterattack. Damn it! The powerhouses of the Golden Crow race were finally angry. So many of them couldn't take down a young man, which made them feel ashamed. Kill! They attacked crazily. On the other side, the flame light and the horrifying vines kept attacking Morong Qingqing. However, the 2 phantoms of Morong Qingqing were too terrifying. They blocked the flames of the Golden Crow race. At the same time, the phoenix bloodline in her body kept erupting. Phoenix dance in the 9 heavens. A 7-colored phoenix spun between heaven and earth, swooping down and sending 2 powerhouses of the Golden Crow race flying. Kunlu 9 slashes. The phantoms of the phoenix turned into 9 green light blades and slashed down. Each attack was stronger than the previous one. In an instant, many people were injured and vomited blood, flying backward. Damn it! The people of the Golden Crow race were about to go crazy. After fighting for so long, not only did they fail to take down Lin Wuti, they couldn't even subdue Morong Qingqing. Suppress! Morong Qingqing waved her hands, merging the Jade Pool Phantoms and Kunlun Phantoms, and suppressed the Golden Crow Fire Vine. The Golden Crow Fire Vine was such a powerful treasure, but it was suppressed in an instant. It was surrounded by the 2 phantoms and could not escape at all. When the surrounding people saw this scene, they were all stunned. Morong Qingqing was too terrifying. That's right, she actually had such a method. Lin Xian smiled when he saw this scene. Very well. It seemed like it was time to counterattack. He roared and unleashed endless dragon-shaped sword energy, which turned into a dragon head and bit Qinkuan Mountain. He took advantage of this opportunity to break free from the restraints of Qinkuan Mountain. He punched out in all directions and charged out. Boom! After he came out, he slapped a peacock in half with his palm. On the other side, his eyes shone with a piercing light as he smashed a powerhouse of the Golden Crow race into pieces. Chapter 4030. How dare you join forces with me? All of you will die here today. Lin Xian charged over. The solar sword swung wildly, and the death demonic saber slashed through everything. With a slash, a minor saint's head was cut open. Not only that, the headless body was enveloped by the law of death, instantly depriving it of its vitality. The soul wanted to escape, but it was destroyed by the saber. On the other side, Lin Xian used the solar sword to cut open a minor saint of the Golden Crow clan. In the blink of an eye, 2 minor saints had fallen. Everyone was going crazy. What kind of combat strength was that? Late stage, 5th firmament. Damn it, he broke through again. How did he do it? If they remembered correctly, he should have been at the mid-stage 5th firmament when he came out of planet Tianming. It had only been a few years, but he had already reached the late-stage 5th firmament. One had to know that it would take an ordinary saint at least a few hundred years to break through to such a level. The people who were watching the battle from afar were also shocked. Lin Xian had killed 2 minor saints in a row. His aura was extremely powerful. He stared at the rest of the people. None of you can escape today. Damn it. The people of the Peacock clan were so angry that they vomited blood. They frantically mobilized Chenkuan Mountain, only to find that it was tightly bitten by the dragon head. For a moment, there was no way for them to escape. Humph. Without Chenkuan Mountain, I can still kill you. Let's join forces and kill him. Many people rushed over crazily. Lin Xian used all kinds of laws to fight. On the other side, Murong Qingqing was also fighting with experts of the Golden Crow clan. The front was completely destroyed. At this moment, dozens of sword lights streaked across the sky, tearing everything apart. They fell towards Lin Xian and Murong Qingqing. Oh no, what a terrifying law of sword. It was the people of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion. The 10,000 Swords Pavilion had mobilized dozens of sword saints. Those people were terrified. This is a sure kill. Oh no, hurry up and attack. Lin Xian did not expect the 10,000 Swords Pavilion to be so despicable. This was beyond their range of resistance. In the sky, a pitch-black palm slapped down, and a pitch-black finger fell down. It completely enveloped the sword chi. Boom! Boom! The momentum was earth-shattering. What a terrifying demonic aura. What was this? Someone else had joined the battle? Kill them all. Leave no one alive. Lin Xian's voice was ice-cold. The 2 devil saints in the sky made their move and fought with the sword saints in a frenzy. In an instant, 5 sword saints were torn to shreds. All sorts of miserable cries and howls could be heard. How could there be such a terrifying person? Those sword saints screamed crazily. Damn, you can't do this. We're from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion. Despicable. Humph, you still have the face to call me despicable and shameless? None of them should even think about leaving alive today. Lin Xian roared. A chaotic battle broke out. Humph, the one who will die today is you. A sword shadow transformed into a handsome young man. With the starry sky sword on his back, he was extremely powerful. Jian Qin had finally arrived. In an instant, Jian Qin stared at Lin Xian with cold, killing intent in his eyes. Lin Xian also saw the other party and waved his hand. Come over and accept your death. As he spoke, he crippled a minor saint with a slash of his sword. Seeing this scene, Jian Qin's pupils shrank. Damn it, the other party had not become a minor saint, but his strength made his heart skip a beat. Humph, Lin Wudi, someone will come after you. Today you can't escape. I'm going to deal with your woman. I'll let you see with your own eyes that your woman dies in front of you. This is what you get for provoking me. Jian Chen revealed a sinister smile and looked at Murong Qingqing. Do you dare to fight with me? Are you an idiot? Murong Qingqing snorted coldly. How dare he ask such a question? I've been chasing you all the way, and you're no match for me at all. How dare you provoke me now? Damn it, I pretended to be defeated just to lure Lin Wudy out. Do you really think I can't defeat you? Jian Chen was furious. His starry sky sword bloomed with light as if the starry sky of the universe scattered down. The power was really strong. His strength had increased, so he had been hiding it. But so what? Kunlun 9 slashes. The terrifying Kunlun secret technique flew out, and a phoenix appeared between heaven and earth to break the universe. The two of them fought fiercely. The people in the distance were stunned. The shocking chaotic battle, coupled with the death duel between the two top geniuses, they actually erupted at the same time. Not long after, Jian Chen frowned. He originally thought that Murong Qingqing's strength would be greatly reduced after such a long battle, and he had hidden his strength so he could easily kill the other party. But he did not expect that after dozens of exchanges, he could not suppress the other party at all. Instead, he might be defeated again. Damn it. He wanted to mobilize the elders of the Myriad Swords Pavilion to kill the other party, but he found that more than 30 elders were beaten miserably at the moment. The two devil saints were too strong, especially the late minor saint. His finger seemed to be able to pierce the sky. Lin Xian, next to him, was even stronger. The experts of the Peacock tribe and the Golden Crow tribe could not defeat him even if they joined forces. Not only that, they were beaten miserably. Lin Xian was like a golden god of war, or a grim reaper of hell, constantly reaping the lives of the devil saints. Those minor saints were nothing in his hands. At this moment, the number of minor saints who died in his hands had reached 8. It was simply earth-shattering. No, damn it. How dare you kill us? The Peacock tribe will not let you go. The Peacock tribe did not send many people here to begin with. Originally, they thought that the Qinquan mountain could suppress everything, so they did not send many people. However, at that moment, only 2 people remained from the heavenly monarchs. The 2 minor saints screamed crazily. They found that without the Qinquan mountain, they could not defeat Lin Xian even if they joined forces. Lin Xian sneered. Do you think it's useful to threaten me now? He cut one of them in half with a slash of his sword. Damn it! The last minor saint screamed crazily. He slapped the blood of his companion on the Qinquan mountain. At the same time, he shouted, Old ancestor, please help! Buzz! The Qinquan mountain was stained with blood. The 5-colored divine light on it suddenly bloomed. It broke the restraint of the great dragon, Sword Soul. At the same time, it bloomed with incomparable light and smashed toward Lin Xian. Not good. Lin Xian's pupils shrank. The others were also in an uproar. The void in that place was shattered. At this moment, 5 fingers flew over. They bombarded the Qinquan mountain one after another. The 5 fingers were broken, and the Qinquan mountain was also blocked. The next moment, the Qinquan mountain broke through the void and left. It was so dangerous. In the void, the arm of the late minor saint expert of the heavenly devil tribe was broken, and his flesh was badly mutilated. His face became incomparably solemn. Fortunately, it was only a soul mark on it. Otherwise, it would be really dangerous this time. Humph! I'll kill the people of the Peacock tribe every time I see them. Lin Xian snorted coldly. The others felt their scalps go numb. The Peacock tribe was so powerful, but only one of them could leave alive in the end. Moreover, it was a miserable escape. Chapter 4031. Who would have thought that this would happen? On the other side, the people from the Golden Crow tribe also felt their scalps go numb. Only 4 of them were left. At this moment, Lin Xian had freed himself up to deal with them. Would they be able to resist him? Not good. When Jian Chen saw Lin Xian, he was afraid that no one could suppress him, so he immediately pulled away. He said, Wait. Everyone was stunned. Murong Qingqing also snorted. What tricks are you playing now? Jian Chen said, The situation today is too chaotic for us to fight. Let's fight to the death another day." It seemed that he wanted to leave. Everyone was dumbfounded. Was this still the sword genius who had been flaunting his prowess before? Murong Ching also snorted. "You can come and go as you please. The Kunlu 9 slashes is even more terrifying." At the same time, she shot out the phoenix light. Jian Qin could only passively resist. He said, "Why? You don't dare?" Lin Xian snorted. "There's nothing to say to a despicable person like you. I'll leave you here today." He also slashed out a deathly blade light, and the sword light below quickly left. "Damn you, Lin Wudi. Do you want to join forces? It's unfair." Lin Xian laughed. "You brought more than 30 sword saints to kill us, and you said that we won unfairly? Where's your face? Are all the people cultivated by the 10,000 sword pavilion so despicable? Damn it." The people from the 10,000 sword pavilion also frantically retreated and began to protect their chief disciple. Jian Chen's face was cold again. "I said that today is not suitable for fighting. 10 days later, Murong Qing and I will fight to the death in the arena. Do you dare?" "You said it so nicely. Now that you can't beat us, you want to leave? What if you escape 10 days later?" Lin Xian sneered. He didn't want to let Jian Qin go. "Damn it, why would I escape? I've already forced Jian Qin into a corner for the 10,000 sword pavilion's reputation. If they continued to fight, he might really die today, and it was very likely that he would be killed by Lin Xian. There's no need for 10 days. Let's fight here. Just the two of us. I'll fight with one hand," Lin Xian said. Jian Qin harumphed coldly. "You're not even a little saint. You're not even qualified to fight me. I'll only fight with Murong Qing. Murong Qing, you don't dare?" Qing. There was no need to waste words with him. Murong Qing nodded. "That's what I thought too. How much did she walk up?" At this moment, another cold shout rang out. Then a black figure in battle armor descended from the sky. He brought with him an endless aura of desolation, causing the surrounding plants to instantly wither. The people from the great desolate mansion were terrifying. "Tianya, isn't that Yu Quan? He actually came as well." Everyone cried out. Sure enough, the people who descended from the sky were from the great desolation mansion, and the one leading them was Yu Quan. His feet trampled the 8 desolates, standing above everyone else. Those on the holy pilgrim rankings were terrifying even among little saints and were qualified to look down on everyone. Yochuan's arrival caused Murong Qing to stop in his tracks. Lin Xian also frowned. "Do you want to interfere too?" Yu Quan's cold gaze shrouded Lin Xian, and the killing intent in his eyes was undisguised. He didn't attack, but said, "I think Jian Chen's suggestion is very good. Today's battle is very chaotic, and it's not suitable for a holy death match. I think it's a good idea to start the holy death match 10 days later." Hearing Yu Quan's support, the corner of Jian Chen's mouth rose into a smile. He looked at Lin Xian provocatively. Lin Xian frowned. He didn't expect Yu Quan to come at the last moment. To be honest, although he had defeated Yu Quan before, Yu Quan had suppressed his cultivation base. Now, Jian Qin was a true little saint. In addition to the opportunities he had obtained on the heavenly fate planet, he could be said to be an extremely powerful little saint. It seemed like Jian Qin had also brought a lot of experts from the Great Desolation Mansion. If he interfered at this time, he might really be able to change the situation. Humph! Lin Xian snorted. "You want to delay for 10 days? Sure, I'll let you live for 10 more days. After 10 days, I'll let Qing kill you. However, there's an additional condition, and that is, do you dare to have another holy death match?" Lin Xian pointed his sword at Yu Quan. "You've been wanting to kill me for a long time, right? I also want to kill you. Why don't we have another holy death match 10 days later?" As soon as these words came out, everyone was in an uproar. Even the eyelids of those little saints twitched. Yu Quan's face was incomparably cold. To be honest, he really wanted to kill Jianchen. However, he wasn't in a hurry. Jianchen's cultivation base was much lower than his. Since he dared to provoke him like this, there was obviously a trap. Therefore, Yuquan snorted coldly. You're not even a little saint. You're not worthy of my attack. You don't dare, right? Lin Xian sneered. The surrounding people were also stunned. They didn't think that Yuquan would really refuse. Could it be that he was really afraid of Lin Xian? They heard that he had been defeated by Lin Wudi before. No way! Is Lin Wudi going to enter the holy deathmatch list? Many discussions broke out. Yuquan roared, and the power of desolation became even more terrifying. Everyone didn't dare to speak. Yuquan looked at Lin Xian. Kid, are you in such a hurry to die? However, you're not qualified. It's not that I don't dare, but you're not worthy. When you become a little saint, I'll be the first to come and kill you. Now, you're not qualified for my attack. As a genius on the holy deathmatch list, he had his own pride. Even if Jianchen was a genius, he wasn't worthy of his attack if he hadn't reached the little saint realm. Fine. When I become a little saint, I'll be the first to kill you. Lin Xian snorted coldly. And then he looked at the people of the Golden Crow clan. The Taiji diagram suddenly shot out, turning into a yin and yang light, directly cutting off the heads of the three people. At the same time, the dragon sword spirit unleashed a dragon-shaped sword chi, killing the souls of the three people instantly. Between heaven and earth, the roar of a dragon resounded, and miserable screams rang out, shocking everyone. Yuquan was also angry. Damn it, I said stop. Didn't you hear me? Do you really want me to kill you? He really didn't expect that Jianchen would dare to kill 3 more experts of the Golden Crow clan in front of him. What does it have to do with you that I killed the people of the Golden Crow clan? Do you want me to kill you now? Lin Xian didn't show any mercy. He snorted coldly and stared at the last expert of the Golden Crow clan. He said, I'm sparing you not because I don't dare to kill you, but because you're very lucky. Go back and tell me that your Golden Crow clan has a 7th crown prince. Does that mean there are 6 crown princes before you? Ask one of them to come. 10 days later, I'll have a life and death battle with him. Of course, if he doesn't dare to come, I'll spare his life. Now get lost. Lin Xian unleashed a tornado and swept the other party away. The surrounding people were stunned. Heavens, Lin Xian was going to have a life and death battle with the crown prince of the Golden Crow clan again. Even Yuquan was stunned by this scene, thinking that this guy was really arrogant. The others felt their scalps go numb. The Golden Crow clan and the Peacock clan had attacked with great force, but in the end, the 2 clans were completely annihilated. In the end, only 2 of them escaped. If it weren't for Yuquan's arrival, Jianchen would have died here today. Even so, Jianchen's side didn't feel good. Not to mention that he couldn't raise his head. He could only fight another day. Of the more than 30 little saints of the Myriad Swords Pavilion, more than 20 had died at this moment. In the end, only 5 people were left. It could be said that this was a huge loss. Chapter 4032. Just like that, the battle came to an end. Everyone knew that this wasn't the final result because there were still 2 more battles to the death in 10 days. By then, it would probably be even more intense. In just 10 days, the people on Qingshui planet were shocked beyond words. They called for their friends and family. More and more people came to watch the battle in the 2nd astral realm. On the other side, Lin Xian took Morong Qingqing away. Morong Qingqing was injured previously. He needed to recuperate. On Lin Xian's side, he took out all of his treasures. Lin Gongzi, please come to my residence to rest, if you don't mind. A group of people came over and took Lin Xian away. Lin Xian's current strength was too strong. His future was limitless. So many people were prepared to help him. At the very least, they had to make friends with him. It wasn't just Lin Xian. Yuquan, Jianchen, and the others were also respectfully invited away by the big families on Qingshui planet. In a huge and majestic residence, Lin Xian and Morong Qingqing sat cross-legged. Lin Xian was treating Morong Qingqing's injuries. There were countless formations around them. After 2 days, Morong Qingqing opened his eyes. "Brother Xian, I'm fine. Don't worry. Although I'm injured, my foundation isn't damaged. Your treasures are enough for me to recover." Morong Qingqing's bloodline was very strong. This kind of injury wasn't much of a threat to him. However, if Lin Xian had arrived late, it would have been really dangerous. "Qingqing, don't worry. I'll take revenge for you. I won't let the Golden Crow race, the Peacock race, and the 10,000 Swords pavilion off." Lin Xian's eyes flashed with a cold glint. Although he had killed almost all of the people who had participated in the hunt this time, he was still able to do so. Although he had killed most of them, it was still difficult to calm her anger. In the next few days, the two of them didn't even leave the main hall. They stayed inside. After all, in a few days, there would be a great battle. However, on the 5th day, a few terrifying figures suddenly appeared in the mansion. They hid in the void and quickly attacked. Lin Xian's array formation was instantly broken. In an instant, many figures appeared around him. Boom! Lin Xian directly detonated the broken array formations. The rumbling sound instantly transformed into a pillar of light that connected heaven and earth. What's going on? What happened? The people in the mansion were all stunned. Oh no, that's where Lin Gongzi is. The people of this family went crazy. They originally wanted to make friends with Lin Xian, but if something happened to Lin Xian while he was here, they would lose their lives. Most likely, Wushuang City would not let them off. For a moment, they rushed over in a frenzy, but he was thrown back. The energy in front of them was too terrifying. They couldn't get any closer and could only wait. At the same time, on the other side, Yuquan, who was hiding in the dark, saw this scene and his face darkened. Damn it, what are these pieces of trash doing? Didn't they say that they were going to kill each other quietly? It turned out that these people were sent by Yuquan. Originally, he wanted to secretly kill these two people, but now they made such a big commotion. Forget it. So what if it caused a huge commotion? As long as they could kill these two people, it would be fine. But soon his expression changed because he saw a few figures fly out, coughing up large mouthfuls of blood. Some of their bodies were shattered and turned into a bloody mist. Damn it, they were his people. Why were his people injured after the rumbling sound? Where were the other party? In the next moment, he saw two figures standing there. Lin Wudi, the two of them were not dead. Yuquan, who was hiding in the dark, was really shocked. On the other side, the people of the mansion rushed over and asked anxiously, "Lin Gongzi, are you okay? We really don't know what's going on with these people." Lin Xian waved his hand and didn't let them continue. Instead, he reached out and grabbed the head of one of the assassins. His golden pupils shone, and that person screamed miserably. The expressions of the others changed drastically. Damn it, the assassins wanted to attack. But Lin Xian blasted that person back. That person's body exploded, and his soul was directly entangled by the chains. Then it was torn to pieces. "Are you from the great, desolate mansion? Humph, I'll grant you your wish to die." Lin Xian and Morong Qingqing attacked. "Retreat quickly." The assassins wanted to retreat, but in an instant, two of them were killed. Morong Qingqing also killed one of them. In the blink of an eye, 3 sages had fallen, and then another 3 sages had fallen. Stop right there. A furious roar was heard, and a figure flew over from afar. It was Yuquan. When Lin Xian saw this scene, his eyes bloomed with cold killing intent. "Do you think you're worthy of being on the sage list? Other than despicable sneak attacks and assassinations, what else can you do?" The surrounding people were all stunned. Could it be that these people were sent by Secluded Spring? Yuquan snorted coldly. "I don't understand what you're talking about." "You don't understand? Then what are you doing here?" Lin Xian sneered. Yu Quan said that I'm naturally here to ensure fairness. Since you have a life and death duel in a few days, I naturally guarantee that no one will disturb you during this time. That's why I came over when I heard the noise. When these words came out, the corners of everyone's mouths twitched. To be honest, even they didn't believe these words. Yu Quan was so kind. However, they had no evidence. Despicable. Murong Ching snorted coldly. Lin Xian laughed. In that case, we should be grateful to you. There's no need to be grateful. I'll ensure fairness. I'll naturally do what I said before. However, I advise some people to enjoy their last few days of life, because it is very likely that they will die in a few days. These people are very suspicious. I'll bring them back and interrogate them. After I find out their whereabouts and identities, I'll definitely give you a satisfactory answer. With that, without waiting for Lin Xian to say anything, Yu Quan waved his hand and released the terrifying desolate chain, sealing these people. Then he directly took them away. Isn't Brother Xian going to chase? Murong Ching asked. The surrounding people were also surprised. It shouldn't be. With Lin Wudi's personality, how could he let these people leave? Lin Xian narrowed his eyes and smiled. There's no need. Didn't he want fairness? Give him fairness. Speaking up to this point, he had someone arrange a new palace for him. After he and Murong Ching walked in, their expressions changed. Do you think that no one will know what you did? But I've already taken your soul. Next, I'm going to give you a taste of your own medicine. If he can assassinate me, I can assassinate him too. With that, Lin Xian sent out a demon saint to assassinate the other party. On the other side, Yu Quan brought his people back to his residence. Those people knelt on the ground. Young master, we didn't do our job well. Please punish us. Yu Quan snorted coldly. Forget it. This matter isn't your fault. That kid is too strange. You guys go down and recuperate. A few people went down. At this time, an old man walked over and said, This matter is too easy. It's not like his character. Chapter 4033. Yu Quan snorted coldly. So what? The only reason he dared to challenge me before was because my cultivation was suppressed on planet Tianming. With my current cultivation, I can kill him with one hand. How would he dare to go against me? At the end of the day, he was also a human. As long as one was human, they would have fear. They would fear death. There are still 5 days left. Prepare well. After 5 days, no matter what the final result of the death match is, Lin Wudi must die. Yes, I'll go prepare now. The old man left. Yu Quan snorted coldly and returned to his cultivation room. At night, the dark curtain fell. Yu Quan had been cultivating. As an expert on the pilgrim role, in addition to his extraordinary talent, his perseverance, and his pursuit of a higher realm were the necessary conditions for him to become a powerhouse. Therefore, whenever he had time, he would cultivate crazily. He slowly formed a seal with his palms, and a terrifying aura of desolation flew out from his fingertips and was absorbed by him. It formed a mysterious cycle. However, at this moment, he suddenly opened his eyes, and his expression changed drastically. In the next moment, he spat out a shield and placed it in front of him. With a boom, the place where he was standing collapsed. Yu Quan was sent flying, and his qi and blood were in turmoil. The shield he took out was a supreme treasure. It blocked these terrifying energy attacks. Who the hell dares to sneak attack me? Yu Quan was furious. He had never thought that someone would dare to assassinate him. Boom! In the midst of his anger, another terrifying piece of information was transmitted to him from behind. It wanted to kill him completely. Not good. Yu Quan's pupils constricted. He opened his mouth and spat out a broken sword. The broken sword was covered with cracks. At this moment, Yu Quan's eyes were bloodshot. Explode! That broken sword suddenly enlarged, cutting through the heaven and earth. Then it abruptly exploded, blocking this terrifying attack. Whoosh! Violent laws spread out and energy surged. Yukon tore through the void and escaped. At the same time, the people of the great, desolate mansion rushed over. What's going on? Protect the young master. For a moment, the surroundings were in chaos. Kill! Yukon roared and charged back with his men. In just an instant, he had lost a super powerful saint artifact. How could he be willing to accept this? He had to capture the other party and find out who he was. They charged down and tore apart the laws, but found that the person had already left. Damn it! Yukon was so angry that he stomped his feet, and the others' faces turned cold as well. That elder walked over and said coldly, "Search quickly, he couldn't have gone far." The surrounding people moved out frantically, but they still returned without any results. The elder came to the ruins and carefully sensed for a while. Then he grabbed a lump of aura. "Young master, look, this black aura should be demonic chi." Demonic chi. Yukon frowned. Was it someone from the demon race? It was said that Lin Wudi's relationship with the demon race was not ordinary. He had once led the Sky Devil race's experts to attack. The last time, it was also the Heavenly Fiend race's experts who took action and blocked the 10,000 Swords Pavilion's people. "Do you mean that Lin Wudi sent someone to assassinate me?" Yukon was instantly enraged. Damn it! This brat actually dared to assassinate him. Did he not want to live anymore? His face became ferocious. Now he finally knew why Lin Wudi had let him take the girl away so easily. It turned out that Lin Wudi wanted to give him a taste of his own medicine. He didn't know what was good for him. At first he thought he had some brains, but now it seemed that he was an idiot. How dare he provoke me outside? Let's go and kill Lin Wudi. They rushed over aggressively. Although many people were resting at night, this terrifying scene still alarmed countless people. What happened? What a terrifying, desolate aura. Why do I feel a sense of desolation? It was the great, desolate mansion's people. Let's go and take a look. Countless people followed from afar. That direction. Wasn't that the direction where Lin Wudi was? Heavens! Was Yukon going to attack Lin Wudi again? He was really strong. Lin Wudi, come out and face your death. After Yukon arrived with the great, desolate mansion's experts, he roared and shattered the void below. It couldn't withstand it at all. In Lin Gongzi's mansion, those people's faces became incomparably pale. They couldn't withstand such a scene at all. The door of the palace opened, and Lin Xian and Morong Qingqing walked out. Lin Xian looked at the sky, then said to the people beside him, "Go back and sleep. I'll help you settle this matter." With that, he stepped into the air and walked forward. Isn't he a genius on the pilgrim roll? Why did he leave in the morning? Is he here again at night? I don't have any spiritual tea here to entertain you. Lin Wudi, you don't know what's good for you. How dare you assassinate our young master? Kneel down and face your death. The great, desolate mansion's experts shouted angrily. The surrounding people's faces changed drastically when they heard this. What's going on? Did Lin Wudi attack Yukon? He's giving Lin Wudi a taste of his own medicine. I knew it. With Lin Wudi's personality, he wouldn't let it go so easily. I don't like what you said. Which eye of yours saw me sending people to assassinate him? Lin Xian shrugged. I knew you were going to quibble. Look at this. The great, desolate Lake Elder waved his hand, and a ball of black, demonic aura rolled in his hand like a black, poisonous snake. Has he found evidence? Many people exclaimed. Lin Xian didn't care at all. What can a ball of demonic aura prove? I'm from Wushuang City, and I've never cultivated demonic aura. You can say that my swordsmanship is superb. You can say that my physique is strong, but you're trying to frame me with demonic aura. Do you think everyone is an idiot like you? You. Elder Zhang was so angry that he was trembling. Yu Quan said, "There's no need to quibble. Everyone knows that you can mobilize the Heavenly Fiend tribe's experts. This demonic aura was left behind by the Heavenly Fiend tribe's experts. What else do you have to say? Lin Xian sneered. Did you get hit in the head by a door? Are you still asleep? The Heavenly Fiend tribe killed someone. Why are you looking for me? Can I mobilize the Heavenly Fiend tribe? Do you think that's possible? The Heavenly Fiend tribe is a terrifying existence. Why should they listen to me? Besides, even if I can mobilize one or two of them, can I mobilize the people in the Heavenly Fiend tribe's residence? What if others can mobilize the Heavenly Fiend tribe as well? You want to prove that I'm the murderer with this little evidence? I'm afraid it's impossible. If you can prove it with this evidence, then I can say that I've already searched your soul during the day. The people who tried to assassinate me during the day are from the great desolate mansion. Shouldn't you give me an explanation? At this point, Lin Xian's eyes flashed with killing intent. The surrounding people discussed among themselves. Indeed, there was insufficient evidence to take action. If they took action, it would be a provocation to Wushuang City. What a sharp-tongued brat. Let's see if you can walk out of here alive in 5 days. Yu Quan waved his hand and left with his men. Are they gone? Everyone in the mansion heaved a sigh of relief. Lin Xian pulled Morong Qingqing back to the palace. After setting up the array, he said, "Assassinate him every day for the next 5 days." Yes, the great devil saint disappeared again. Chapter 4034. Yu Quan had just returned to cultivate when he encountered another assassination attempt. Yu Quan was so angry that he was about to vomit blood. He frantically chased after the person, but the person disappeared again. Damn it! In the next few days, Yu Quan encountered assassination attempts every day, making it impossible for him to cultivate. He couldn't even sleep. He was on the verge of a mental breakdown. Lin Xian, on the other hand, began to appear in various cities with Morong Qing. It seemed that they were enjoying the life of a saint. Many people cried out in surprise when they saw Lin Xian. This was the legendary Lin Xian. Was his wife Morong Qingqing? She was so beautiful. There was actually such a beautiful woman in the world. That's not right. I heard that Morong Qingqing was injured and there were only a few days left before the saint death duel. How could she have the time to stroll outside? Everyone was puzzled. However, when they saw Morong Qingqing swallowing treasures from time to time, they all went crazy. Oh heavens, what did she just eat? A small dragon. Many people went crazy. Some saints also swallowed their saliva. That wasn't a dragon, but dragon marrow. It was extremely precious. Damn it, did she just eat it like that? She was really generous. What happened next caused everyone to break down even more. They discovered that other than the dragon marrow, there were also treasures like Great Earth Spirit Liquid and 10,000-year spirit herbs. Morong Qingqing ate them like snacks. We were worried that she would be injured. What a joke! With so many treasures, even the most serious injuries would have healed by now. Comparisons were odious. Many saints' mouths twitched. If they had such treasures, they would carefully cut them into 100 pieces and eat them at the most crucial moment. Morong Qingqing ate them like snacks. It really made them jealous. On the 9th day, many experts arrived. Among them, the Golden Crow race and the Peacock race came. The Golden Crow race sent another crown prince, the 6th crown prince. The moment he arrived, he threatened to kill Lin Xian to avenge his brother. The Peacock race also sent a princess, the Peacock goddess. It was said that her strength was terrifying and her bloodline power had reached an unimaginable level. The people on Clearwater Planet were all excited. It seemed like the 2 sage death battles were going to erupt tomorrow. Is he here? Lin Xian's eyes also lit up when he heard the news. 6th Golden Crow Crown Prince. Humph! I'll make sure you don't leave this time. The 10th day finally arrived. As the sun rose, countless martial artists screamed excitedly. On the ground of Qingshui Planet, 2 arenas appeared. It was said that it was forged by the peerless expert Duan Qingshan tens of thousands of years ago. It was extremely sturdy and could be used in a battle to the death. Wow. Countless golden chariots flew across the sky, and a majestic figure landed on the battle platform. His voice rang out in all directions. "Lin Wuti, come and die." Along with it came boundless flames that engulfed the 9 heavens. So terrifying, this is the Golden Crow 6th prince? He was much stronger than the 7th Jinwu Crown Prince. It was said that he had entered the minor saint realm long ago. It was rumored that he was a strong contender for the pilgrim rankings. I feel that Lin Wuti might not be able to contend against him. That might not be the case. Lin Wuti had created countless miracles. He might be able to create another one this time. The crowd was in a heated discussion. Some of them supported the Golden Crow 6th prince, while others supported Lin Xian. Both sides were in a heated argument. On the other side, Jian Qincheng also walked onto the battle platform. He carried a long sword on his back and did not say a word. Today's battle was extremely important to him. Hence, he had to give it his all. The previous battle had shown him how powerful Morong Qingqing was. Hence, he did not dare to be careless. However, he would definitely win this time because he had obtained another powerful trump card in the past 10 days. In the void, a beautiful lady was sitting on the 5-colored chariot. Her body was covered in 5-colored radiance. It seemed like she was the princess of the peacock race, Princess Kaixia. Apart from her, Yu Quan was also there. He was looking down at the battle from above. Mo Xiu was also there. There were other experts as well. This battle could be said to be the focus of everyone's attention. Under everyone's expectant gaze, 2 figures walked over from afar, hand in hand. The 2 of them were like immortal children. Countless people were envious and looked up to them. They're here. Lin Wuti and Morong Qingqing are here. At this moment, everyone's gaze fell on the 2 of them. "Qingcheng, be careful." When they came near, Lin Xian reminded her in a deep voice, "Brother Xian, be careful too. I will end this battle quickly." Morong Sini came to the battle platform. She and Jian Qincheng had already fought. She was confident that she could kill her opponent today. On the other side, Lin Xian also walked onto the battle platform. The man who was radiating radiance said coldly, "You're Lin Wuti. Later, I will use your blood as a sacrifice to my 7th brother." "Is that so?" "You're very confident. However, it's a pity. Today, I will send you to hell and reunite with your 7th brother. Not only that, I will also send the princes of your Golden Crow race to hell one by one." "Ignorant ant. Do you think that you can contend against me just because you killed my 7th brother? Not to mention killing my brothers. Today, I will let you know what strength is." The Golden Crow 6 princes' eyes were filled with disdain. So what if Lin Wuti had a legendary battle record? He was confident that he could defeat his opponent today. In the next moment, he directly made his move. The wings on his back flapped. In an instant, he arrived in front of Lin Xian. He raised his palm and slapped Lin Xian's face. It seemed that not only did he want to kill Lin Xian, but he also wanted to use the most humiliating method to kill Lin Xian. The crowd exclaimed. If Lin Xian was hit, it would be a slap in the face. Humph! Lin Xian snorted coldly. An extremely terrifying radiance burst out from his eyes. He also slapped his opponent's face with his palm, and his speed was even faster. It seemed that the 2 of them were tit for tat. Some experts gasped. The Golden Crow 6th prince's expression changed. It seemed that his plan was not going to work. He would not let his opponent succeed. He waved his hand and slapped Lin Xian's palm. Boom! Boom! The 2 collided. Boom! It was as if 2 suns had collided. The terrifying flames and light tore everything apart. However, to everyone's shock, the Golden Crow 6th prince's palm cracked, revealing white bones. Lin Xian's palm was also covered in blood. However, it was not his, but his opponent's. His opponent's blood ran out and dyed his palm. After the attack, he took a few steps back. His expression became extremely ugly. The others exclaimed, "Tianya, the Golden Crow Sixth Prince, was injured with one attack." In the competition of physique, Lin Xian actually had the upper hand. This was too unbelievable. The Golden Crow was a legendary divine beast. Its physique was so strong, but it was suppressed at this moment. This shocking scene caused an uproar. On the other side, Morong Qingqing also turned her head and looked over, a smile appearing on her face. It seemed that Brother Xian was not in danger. Jianqin was also shocked. Fortunately, his opponent was not Lin Xian but Morong Qingqing. Taking advantage of the fact that his opponent turned his head to look, he suddenly attacked. The starry sky sword slashed through the air, bringing with it a dazzling light. In an instant, it enveloped Morong Qingqing. Chapter 4035. How despicable and shameless. How dare he suddenly attack? He doesn't have the demeanor of an expert at all. Many of the onlookers screamed. Morong Qingqing was so beautiful that she had attracted a large number of followers. Heart Saint was naturally displeased when they saw Jian Chen's despicable attack. However, the people of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion sneered. "What do you know? How can you pay attention to other things when experts are fighting?" That's right. Morong Qingqing is courting death because of her arrogance. How can we be blamed? Damn it. I've never seen someone so shameless and arrogant. The people around were so angry that they vomited blood. The peerless beauty couldn't have fallen just like that, right? No, the fatally beautiful fairy will definitely be fine. The followers clenched their fists tightly. Jian Chen's lips curled into a smile. Even if he couldn't kill Morong Qingqing with this strike, he would still be able to injure her. He would continue to expand this advantage. "It seems that you're really not that strong. How dare you come up with such a despicable method?" Amidst the terrifying sword light, a cold voice rang out. Then, a phoenix palm directly pushed the sword curtain away. Morong Qingqing was unscathed. Her beautiful eyes were filled with coldness. How could it be? She wasn't injured. Jian Chen's face turned ugly. The people of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion were also secretly cursing. Morong Qingqing was too terrifying. The surrounding followers cheered. Great! The fatally beautiful fairy was indeed unparalleled. Humph! 10,000 Swords Pavilion. Just wait for your misfortune. Buzz! Morong Qingqing made her move, attacking Jianqin. Jianqin gritted his teeth and roared. He had to win. The two of them fought fiercely. In the other arena, the sixth Golden Crow Prince was at a disadvantage in his first exchange of blows. He couldn't tolerate it. He roared crazily, and his palm healed. Then he turned into a flame and charged over again. Of course, he didn't dare to fight in close combat this time. Instead, he took out a golden sledgehammer and smashed it repeatedly. The sledgehammer was filled with flames that seemed to be able to burn everything. In the face of such a terrifying attack, Lin Xian sneered and summoned the Death Dharma. He condensed the Death Demonic Saber. A terrifying saber light swept out and extinguished all the golden flames. The originally scorching aura between heaven and earth also dropped rapidly. The two of them fought fiercely, using all sorts of techniques. It was truly a shocking scene. Right at this moment, the Golden Crow, sixth prince, shouted angrily. He opened his mouth and spat out 36 golden battle swords. They formed a sword formation between heaven and earth, trapping Lin Xian within. Those golden battle swords were incomparably terrifying. They all had the image of the Golden Crow on them. Was this the Big Dipper battle sword? Many people were surprised. A few older generation figures were also alarmed. Did the Golden Crow, sixth prince, bring this type of thing over? How were they supposed to fight? That was because the heavenly battle sword was the Golden Crow Saint King's saint weapon. Legend had it that the Golden Crow Saint King had used the 36 golden, holy swords to kill everyone. Thus, he created an illustrious reputation. In front of the Sage King's weapon, even if Linwoody had 10 lives, it wouldn't be enough. Some people's eyes lit up. He stared at the 36 swords with fiery red eyes. If he could snatch them, suddenly someone screamed. No, this was not the real Big Dipper battle sword, but a replica. Was it actually a replica? Everyone was shocked. However, even if it was a replica, its power was still boundless. With the means of the Golden Crow tribe, this was definitely the strongest saint weapon of the same level, and it seemed like it was specially made for the 6th prince. This was an exclusive saint weapon. Kid, I admit that you have a strong physique, but so what? The biggest mistake you made in this generation was to become enemies with the Golden Crow tribe. Now you can go and repent. The 6th prince revealed a sinister smile. After being enveloped by the Big Dipper sword formation, even a mid-stage minor saint might not be able to survive, let alone Linwoody. However, things went beyond his expectations. Lin Xian directly tore open the void and used the space escape to escape the sword formation. In the next moment, he activated the Tai Chi diagram and charged toward the 6th prince. Yin and Yang Chi circulated, forming a terrifying yin-yang fish that kept spinning. The terrifying aura caused everyone's expression to change. How could it be possible? The 6th prince was also stunned. He really did not expect Linwoody to dodge his Big Dipper sword formation in an instant. Moreover, Linwoody was still able to return. He was careless and did not have time to escape. Get lost. He struck out a terrifying flame that formed a sky full of Golden Crow fists to fight against the formation. The Tai Chi diagram rampaged and sent all the flames and fists flying. It immediately cut off one of the 6th prince's arms. Ah! The 6th prince retreated and screamed. His voice made people's scalps tingle. The surrounding people were stunned. They did not expect the 6th prince to be injured like this. The 6th Golden Crow Prince was even more ferocious. He was completely dumbfounded. How was this possible? Linwoody actually injured him again, and this time his injuries were even more serious than before. He could not accept it. Lin Xian used the void escape and instantly chased after the 6th prince. Another Tai Chi diagram hit the 6th prince's body, causing many cracks to appear on his body. This attack almost cut the 6th prince in half. The 6th prince looked sinister. He did not expect Linwoody to be so seriously injured. Get lost. He opened his mouth and spat out a stream of true sun fire toward the Tai Chi diagram. At the same time, he frantically retreated. The true sun fire was very terrifying. Lin Xian did not dare to be careless. He used the Tai Chi diagram to block it with all his might. At the same time, he felt the 36 battle swords behind him charging back. Get lost. He waved his fists and sent out countless fist shadows, causing the 36 battle swords to tremble. However, the Tiangang sword slash was too powerful. His fists could not do anything to it. However, these battle swords could not do anything to him either. He used the stellar transposition in his hands and waved them to both sides. The battle swords slid past him like fish. Despicable brat, you actually dared to injure me so seriously. I will definitely not forgive you. The 6th prince recovered. His eyes were red. Originally, he came with a supreme aura and wanted to suppress his opponent. However, he did not expect to be suppressed by his opponent. He could not bear it. 36 Tiangang swords kill. After saying that, he controlled the Tiangang sword formation with all his might. At this moment, he was standing in the middle of the Tiangang sword formation, forming a powerful defense. Then, the 3 battle swords flew up and released an incomparable light as they slashed forward. The flames on the golden battle swords were monstrous. No one could open their eyes. The entire world was dyed red by the light. Buzz, buzz, buzz. 3 streams of light charged towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian's expression was solemn. The Tai Chi diagram spun and rushed forward. Bang, bang, bang. The 3 battle swords pierced through the Tai Chi diagram, but they were stuck. So powerful. They actually broke through Lin Wudi's yin and yang power. Countless people screamed. Although they did not know Tai Chi, they knew yin and yang. This was the yin-yang diagram in their eyes. It represented the source energy of heaven and earth. How powerful was it? Now, the Tiangang swords could actually pierce through it. One could imagine how terrifying it was. Chapter 4036. Continue. The 6th Golden Crow Prince controlled the remaining 30 swords and turned them into streaks of light. He wanted to completely shatter the Taiji diagram and kill his opponent. With a boom, the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. The 6th Golden Crow Prince looked carefully and then laughed proudly. From where he was, the Taiji diagram was broken, and the 36 swords had pierced through Lin Xian's body. Haha, he's dead. That's great. I can finally take my revenge. However, the surrounding people were all stunned. They saw that the 36 swords had all pierced through the Taiji diagram, but they were all stuck by it. Very good. The corners of Lin Xian's lips curled up. He waved his hands, and the Taiji diagram spun, sending the 36 swords flying. And that direction was where the 6th Golden Crow Prince was. Oh no, the 6th Golden Crow Prince is in danger. Everyone's expression changed. The Golden Crows also screamed, Crown Prince! They were all crazy. They realized that their Crown Prince didn't dodge at all. Instead, he stood there and smiled foolishly. What was the meaning of this? In the blink of an eye, the 36 swords had already arrived in front of the 6th Golden Crow Prince. Then they stabbed into the 6th Golden Crow Prince's body. Although the 6th Golden Crow Prince had a strong physique, he couldn't block these swords at all. In an instant, his body was pierced through. Blood flowed out. Ah! The 6th Golden Crow Prince's pupils constricted as he screamed crazily. He screamed crazily. Impossible. What happened? Why was he injured? Moreover, he was so seriously injured. It shouldn't be. He clearly saw that the other party was pierced through by the swords. Damn it, could it be an illusion? The 6th Golden Crow Prince was extremely powerful. He immediately figured it out. He must have fallen for the other party's illusion earlier. Damn it. He was crazy. When did he fall for the other party's illusion? Moreover, the other party's illusion was too powerful. He wasn't prepared at all. The corner of Lin Xian's mouth curled up into a cold smile. He was the one who had cast the illusion. It was easy for the heavenly secret divine eyes to affect the other party. Moreover, the 6th Golden Crow Prince was already impatient and murderous. In addition, he had been injured before, which made him crazy. Thus, there was a huge flaw in the other party's state of mind that could be overcome in an instant. Thus, the current situation was created. Humph, you aren't much either. You can't even compare to your 7th brother. Lin Xian walked forward. In his hand, a demonic blade of death was formed and slashed down. Damn it! The golden crows in the sky were enraged. The 6th Golden Crow Prince's pupils also shrank. He raised his golden hammer to block the attack. With a clang, the golden hammer was sent flying, and one of his arms was chopped off. The life force and blood on it were quickly draining away. Then it turned into a skeleton. Ah! The 6th Golden Crow Prince's wound was also tainted by the law of death. At this moment, it was absorbing its vitality. He roared crazily and unleashed the true sun flame, igniting these death laws. His expression was extremely ugly. Being pierced by the 36 Heavenly Dipper swords caused him to suffer fatal injuries. The current him was no match for the other party at all. Therefore, he gritted his teeth and said, "Damned brat, you actually dared to use illusions to harm me." This battle doesn't count. We'll fight another day after I recover from my injuries." The surrounding spectators were shocked when they heard this. It seemed that the sixth Golden Crow Prince had admitted defeat. It was too unbelievable. The other party was so arrogant before he came that countless people even thought that he would definitely win this time. The one who would die would be Lin Xian. However, the scene of the battle was beyond their expectations. Lin Xian looked up to the sky and laughed after hearing this. "What do you think this is? Are you kidding around? This is a life-and-death battle. It's either you die or you die. You actually want to fight another day? Do you think that's possible?" The demonic blade of death slashed down crazily. "How dare you? I'm the Golden Crow Prince." "Men, take him down." The sixth Golden Crow Prince roared crazily. He dodged the blade with difficulty, but he was sent flying by Lin Xian's kick. The cracks on his body became even bigger, and he vomited large mouthfuls of blood. The golden crows in the sky rushed down crazily. "Damn it, how dare you!" "Humph!" Lin Xian snorted coldly. Wherever the long blade went, a death crack appeared and directly cut off the sky and earth. The golden crows felt the law of death on it and were shocked. They joined forces to break his law of death. These people spat out the flames of the sun and burned. On the other side, Lin Xian turned his head to look at the sky again. "UK, didn't you say that you wanted to maintain the fairness of the battle? It's time for you to stand up. The Golden Crow clan wants to go back on their word. What do you think we should do?" In an instant, countless gazes fell on Luo Yuquan. UK's face sank. "Damn it! Why did the other party drag me into the water at this time? Young master, don't fall for his trick." The elder next to him reminded him. UK nodded. "I know," he said, "regarding this matter, I think." He wasn't done yet. Lin Xian nodded. "Very well. UK said that one of us must die in the life and death battle, so I'll listen to young master you Quebec die." As soon as he finished speaking, his death demonic blade directly enveloped the sixth Golden Crow Prince. Ah! The sixth Golden Crow Prince let out a miserable scream, but he couldn't leave the blade light at all. UK, who was in the sky, was also stunned. His face became extremely ugly. "Damn it! When did I say that one of us must die? I told you to stop." However, it was already too late. The sixth Golden Crow Prince had been pierced by the battle sword and was already seriously injured. He didn't have much combat strength left. Now, with the addition of the death demonic blade, he died directly. Even his soul was destroyed. The corpse fell to the ground. The people of the Golden Crow clan went crazy. Another one of their princes had died. This was an earth-shattering matter. How were they going to explain it when they returned? The surrounding people were also dumbfounded. The sixth prince was dead. Lin Wuti was really decisive. This time, he probably wouldn't rest until the Golden Crow clan was dead. Good stuff. Lin Xian's eyes lit up. The Golden Crow meat was a top-grade delicacy. How could he miss it? Moreover, he also took a fancy to the 36 heavenly dipper swords, so he waved his hand and directly sealed the corpse. The 5 elemental laws kept spinning, forming a 5 elemental seal that enveloped the corpse. Then he put it away. Seeing that the sixth prince's corpse was gone, the eyes of the powerhouses of the Golden Crow clan turned red. Damn it! They finally tore apart the death elemental laws and attacked. Go to hell! Hand over the corpse of our crown prince! Attacks rushed out crazily. Lin Xian used the void escape and dodged these attacks. He came outside the arena and sneered. Why? Do you want to take revenge? Is the Golden Crow clan so petty? We agreed on a life and death battle, but you didn't prepare to die. Why did you come to fight this battle? The surrounding people were also discussing animatedly. Yes, in a life and death battle, losing meant death. This was a very normal thing. The sixth prince of the Golden Crow clan had pretended to be cool, but he didn't expect that these people couldn't take it anymore. Humph, what Golden Crow clan? They don't have any tolerance at all. Don't you know that you have to admit defeat when you bet? Cold laughter sounded. The powerhouses and elders of the Golden Crow clan were so angry that they vomited blood. You're tuning in to the Thunder Spear YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.